Hey, YouTube, it's your friend Ryan Bailey. This is going to be a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap. We'll see what else happens. This is my dog, Brooklyn. Look, she kind of has only one eye. She looks like Heather Gay in the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City preview. See right there? Okay. She wanted to come up and say hi. I got to hit record on the garage band and then we'll do this, okay? Oh, and also, you guys, for the YouTube, read the description because there's tons of information about the actual show, things that you need to know, details on all of the YouTube videos that Maritza Lopez puts up there, all of her hard work. And she also puts these videos up on YouTube. So make sure you go check out those and also tell your friends about the YouTube. And if they want to watch long form videos, oh my God, I just you guys, this is the magic of YouTube. You just saw me drop my phone and break it into two pieces. Okay, I got to start the actual show. Folks, welcome to your Friday episode of So Bad It's Good with Ryan Bailey. This is your pal Ryan. Oh my God, this week has gone on for flipping ever. And I got to tell you, I'm angry. I'm angry right at the start of this. You know what? Friday, we can usually have fun and we're going to have fun. We're going to have a lot of laughs, but I am so angry, not just at the world, folks. I'm angry at these ladies. I'm angry at the flunky Force 5 or however many. I'm angry at these Real Housewives of Beverly Hills ladies. We've got a long podcast ahead of us. I got to tell you, coming into tonight, I felt like dead man walking. I have been just dreading doing this and talking about these numbnuts just because I mean, there's just too much to cover. We are deep into the season now, folks. And I was trying to remember last season where, I mean, I remember feeling really, but the difference was like, I was drinking during the podcast last year. Remember I'd do the Beverly Hills one and I'd be like doing shots of like Fernet and stuff. I can't even do that. I mean, it's not even like, this is miserable, folks. We are watching pure misery and we're going to make fun of it. And I do want to just say right at the top of this, my lawyer asked me to read this to all of you guys, is that Ryan Bailey from the podcast So Bad It's Good with Ryan Bailey is an idiot. Anything that he says is purely in jest. He makes amazing points, sure, but mainly it's parody. And nobody should ever be sued or be sent cease and desists and all of that BS, because that would just be weird. And especially when you profess yourself to be all about love. I am all about love. That's what I am about. Love. So as Ryan's lawyer, I'm still reading my lawyer's, as Ryan's lawyer, just know that this is all in good fun. And that's the end of my lawyer's letter. The thing, though, I want to say, and I said this, if anybody from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, any cast members, any friends of cast members, anybody over at Evolution are listening, don't listen. If you're a sensitive person like me, I tend to not listen to things that will actually talk about me in a critical way. I mean, sometimes I'll trust a critic, but if somebody's going to be making fun of my voice, which actually does happen, I'm not going to listen to that. Okay. So Diana's lawyers, I'm talking to you right now. And by the way, I said this yesterday, Diana's lawyers, listen, you're going to have to listen to like a 2.5-hour podcast. And probably you're going to want to do that because you can bill Diana I live with a lawyer. You can bill like $1,000 per hour. Some of these lawyers get paid so much money. So you might be listening with a smile on your face, no matter what I'm saying, because you can actually, these are billable hours listening to me play with my pud for like the next 2.5 hours. So, I mean, listen, whoever, if there is a lawyer right now that works for Diana that has to listen to all of these recaps, you might be a millionaire by the time you're listening. By the time you finish listening to every podcast where I've mentioned Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, you could compete with Kanye West as a billionaire, which, by the way, yes, I do know Kanye is back on Instagram. I do know he's freaked out. He's such a little petulant baby again, and he didn't change his diapers. And we'll talk all about that next week. And I do know that Britney Spears' sons made some statements, and they did a 60 Minutes Australia piece. Kevin Federline sure is going for some money right now. And Britney Spears responded to her son, and it's all very sad. And we'll talk about that next week too, but it's just so damn sad, that stuff. And, it doesn't make me angry. It makes me sad. So I'd rather focus on my anger about these numb nuts. I'm just going to keep calling them numb nuts. Like, we got a lot to cover here, folks. We've got a lot to cover. And this we finally we're in Aspen, you guys. Do you feel the chill? Do you feel the chill in the air? Are your nips hard, you guys? We are in Aspen. We are in Aspen. We've taken a rented private jet that Mauricio has set up, and we get to see Kyle's Aspen house. We get to see Kathy come into the house. We finally, not in this episode, they'll probably let this Aspen trip go on for the next 8 billion episodes, but we see Kathy with her iPad on the couch, and we're like, that's the iPad. I remember those remember when Kathy was on the iPad, was like, Rick, get me out of here. This place is crazy. We're seeing the iPad. We're seeing all of these things. And the thing is, what I'm seeing in this episode and for the preview for next week, nothing bad about Kathy so far, but like Eric looks like but why are what are we even doing with our lives? Guys, Eric's a piece of shit. What are we standing at? I ask this all the time, but seriously, literally, we're going to talk about this news article that Erica won like one of her 20 lawsuits, but she didn't win money. She just didn't have to pay money. And people are celebrating like it's a damn Super Bowl or something. What are you celebrating, you idiots? Celebrate when all the victims get their money back. What are you? Ooh, Eric, I knew it. Ooh, you look like a true idiot. Honestly, like, what are you celebrating? Celebrate when the victims get made whole, as Erica said at the reunion last year, if you remember that. Remember, she still hasn't even given the fucking $750,000 diamond earrings back, which I know we're going to talk about next episode, and we talked about this episode as well. So then maybe celebrate when your girl gives all the shit back that she got with ill-gotten gains. Like, this is so funny too. It's like, oh, you Erica haters. Nobody's an Erica hater. People are saying you need to give back the money. You need to give back the money. It was bought with funds that were stolen from victims of your husband's law firm. So those aren't yours anymore. They belong to the victims. I don't know how hard that is for people to understand. And it seems like it's the hardest thing for Eric to understand. If Erica truly believes in her talent and her, I'm so funny, look at me, I'm funny and I get dick all the time, having sex, I'm having the time of my life. If that is the case, then rely on your talent, toots. You're going to be fine. You're going to make that money back like that. So give back everything. Why even have that on your conscience? If heaven does exist, you think God's going to be like, yo, we've had a lot of meetings about you. A lot of good things. We loved you in Chicago. A lot of us loved your performance in Chicago. Sorry that it ended early because of COVID. That's, St. Michael's fault. But we really started fighting because you really tried to hold on to these earrings and stuff like that. And was just like, it's not what we're about up here, possessions. And in fact, you're going to be really dismayed to know that there's not even a mall up here in heaven. You know what I'm saying? We don't even have a Bloomingdale's. Kyle's Aspen place is a little bit nicer than up here in heaven, Erica. So we just need you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like at some point, we try to be funny and I try to be silly and stupid and all that, but I also try to be somewhat sensible. And I feel like the world has gone mad. This feels like a real open and shut case. And we've been screaming about it for years now. Give back the shit. It's not yours. I know your husband. You might not have even known Erica. You might have thought just lawyers just casually make billions of dollars. Who knows what goes up in your head, even though you say that you're super smart and that you signed all your tax returns, but whatever. We'll ignore all of that. But at a certain point, you got to give the stuff back. Just because it's a gift doesn't then negate the law. It was like, oh shit, the old gift. Well, I guess we can't. It was a gift. I mean, we can't take it from this poor lady. She thought it was a gift bought by real money. I don't understand what we find hard to understand. And the other thing, and I know I'm just diving right into this, folks, I've always said this too, is that, listen, be tough, believe in yourself, fight for yourself fiercely. But for you to be the kind and type of asshole that you are, the special type of asshole, is just weird. Like, yeah, obviously you don't need or want our sympathy. That is so obvious. And don't bullshit me about like, well, she can't show sympathy towards the victims because that might admit guilt. Bullshit. She's actually said multiple episodes this season that these people, these victims, they're making up their story, probably. Yeah. She can say that, but she can't say I mean, which is it? So you can slander the victims, but you can't ever be sympathetic. Or if my husband did do this, holy shit. Listen, I know my family, when I fucked up, they have had to come and make up for my, don't you remember that when you were a kid and you get in real bad trouble and then your parents would have to apologize for you, you get into a fight at a schoolyard. I mean, this literally, I don't know why I'm even using this example because I usually was the one that got picked on, but a lot of parents probably had to apologize to my parents. I'm like, sorry for picking on this kid. He's probably going to wind up a podcaster one day. But that's just the one thing. That's just tip of the iceberg. And Erica is going to be dealing with this forever. But also remember, a lot of these things, and especially with this, didn't you see how hard that got press released? Erica paid actual money, allegedly, to get that victory that we heard about this week out into everywhere. That got spread everywhere. Like, you guys know how this works by now. When you hear about things, there's a reason and a way you hear about things. Remember that even like I have people that on this show that I have to beg people to come on, or I used to, but now sometimes people will email, or publicists will email and say, I want to get my client on your show because I want them to talk about their product. They want to talk about their product. That's the way all of this works. So there's always a reason why you're hearing these things, but we'll get into that. It's just the first rage thing. Also, I want to apologize. Our air conditioning went out, so I have a fan going on because my dog, Brooklyn, hi Brooklyn, she's pissed at me right now because it's hot. She, so there's a fan going in the background directly on her because I want to make sure she still stays somewhat cool, even though I am just drenched like the bad boy. Hey guys, bad boy of podcasting sweats through shirts, huh? How sexy is that, huh? That's what you're listening to, a bad boy. Somebody that truly is sweating through his basketball shorts right now. It's not good, folks, but it's the smell of a bad boy. I'll tell you that much right now. So yeah, no AC. So that's kind of that hum you might be hearing in the background, which I know is super annoying. Hopefully it's not too annoying. And hopefully I'm going to scream so loud for the next couple of hours that you will not even hear about it. Now, I want to talk about Salt Lake. Of course I do. The Salt Lake trailer, right? Look, if you're watching the YouTube, I have the Heather Gay with her eye swollen shut. Everybody's saying, did she get hit? I thought it was a sty, probably. Dude, this is what my eye looked like without mascara. Remember when I told you that story that I was on the music video for Lenny Kravitz's American Woman? It was like back when I was like 18 or something. And it was in the desert in Los Angeles. It was like, I think my 18th birthday or something. And I would come out to LA to do acting work I was like an extra, but I thought it was really cool. And they shipped us out to the middle of the desert. And I was like, fuck yeah. It was for the Austin Powers 2 movie, the soundtrack, American Woman, Stay Away From Me. And I got there and I was like, ooh, we're all dressed in 70s clothes. And then Lenny's on top of a bus. And it turns out it's a fucking desert, and desert, I don't know if you guys know about deserts. It's all sandy and stuff like that. And so they ship you there. So you don't have your car there. They bus you into the desert. So you are stuck in the desert and you're just out in the, I'm like, it started cool. And then it was just so much sand in my eye. I got the biggest sty in my eye from the Lenny Kravitz American Woman music video, you guys. So it was just I looked like Heather Gay. But I mean, Heather Gay looks like she's also put on a lot of mascara on that. If you've watched the season 3 trailer, which, you know what, I'm I'm going to do the trailer recap next. I need to get into this Beverly Hills. I feel like I don't want to get too distracted with other things because there's other Beverly Hills stories I want to talk about. This is going to be Beverly Hills centric, even though we always take detours, right, folks? We always take a left. We always take a right. We always go all different angles. But I want to give Salt Lake its proper due. Also, just now that I'm thinking about it, how dare you, Lenny Kravitz? Like, how did everybody sues everybody now. Why didn't I have the foresight to sue Lenny Kravitz for giving me a sty in the desert on the American Woman music video? And just think about me, like yeah, I'm a bad boy, but I'm also, a nerd. And I'm sitting there in the desert trying to dance on top of a bus. American Woman, stay with, oh, so horrible. And I remember Heather Graham was there too. She was the actress in the movie and she was there, but she had like a trailer that they would like ship her to because it was also balls hot there. And we would just have to stand out there in the sun. And, it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like actors, you think of cushy actors like, oh, like Brad Pitt, he makes a $25 million movie. Think of all the actors that don't make shit. They get shipped out to the desert. Like you have cold bologna sandwiches and you spend your birthday in a desert with just sand whipping you in an eye where you're almost like, you're crying almost. You're like, this is not worth it. Like, I don't even know if I even like Lenny Kravitz. And he's up there lip syncing to American Woman again and again. Like, I fucking hate that song. Because then the song came out, because they filmed the music video before they had re-released the song for the movie. And then when that song, this is before the word triggered got really popular, in the last 10 years. It triggered it every time I would hear that song. I'd have that, like my eye would swell up, like it would just, the sty would come back. But also that was just trying to be cool and trying to be an actor, and then also having a sty in your eye that remember Kyle on Summer House when he had the sty last season, and I kind of just like, it was like a stress sty. And then when I do the Summer House recaps, the sty would talk, but my sty would talk to me like, you're a fucking loser, Ryan. Why the fuck are you in the desert? Holy shit. You fucked up, brother. Oh my God. Most people go to like TGI Fridays for your birthday. You're on top of a bus, you loser. You look stupid in these flared out jeans, asshole. So Brooklyn's looking at me in shame. Do you want to say hi? Okay, well, she'll say hi later. It truly is hot, you guys. What if I develop a sty right now, podcasting while I talk about having a sty? How are you guys, by the way? Let's get some, are we done yet? Let's get some show crap out of the way. I need your help. If you like this show, please give it 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. You can do both. I know that might sound silly. I know, and I'm done apologizing for that. I think this is good. I do this every day. I bust my ass, and I'm so happy and I'm so lucky and I'm privileged to do it because of you guys. But I know, I also have a Patreon where you can pay $5 a month to get access to over 200 episodes. But I know a lot of you guys don't have that kind of extra money to do that, and I totally get that. But what you can do is leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. You don't even have to write anything. You can on Apple Podcasts if you want, but all you have to do is hit 5 stars. It really does help. Listen, the field is crowded with podcasts, and especially Bravo podcasts. And that's why I like that I kind of go in a lot of different directions. I get to do pop culture. We had Casey Hammer from the House of Hammer, which is going to premiere on Discovery Plus today, the 3-part docuseries about Armie Hammer and his family. I got to talk to her. I got to talk to Tasha from Love Island UK, a show that I watched every episode of this summer, and you guys might not have even seen it, but for me, she was a complete star. I got to do a Southern Charm recap. I got to do a pop culture roundup with Sophie Ross, and over on the Patreon, we just started our recap series of Selling the OC with my friend Kate Legayco. You got a little taste of it yesterday after the Casey Hammer interview for 45 minutes, but that was a 2-hour pod, and that was just the first episode. So I'm telling you, if you do want to support the show, a review and a Patreon. There's also merchandise, SoBadIt'sGoodMerch.com, where you can buy the official Stop Sleeping with Nick Cannon shirt, the Stop Sleeping with Tristan Thompson shirt. You can buy so many different weird little things in that store. Maritza designs the shirts and she kills it. And we should be doing way more of that. I want to do it all, folks, and I feel like time is slowly slipping away. Look at me. You're watching me age before your eyes. Look at, and this mustache, so sad, the mustache. Feel like this mustache is going to turn. Can you get a sty in your mustache? Is that even technically possible? so that's how you can support the show. We also have the YouTube channel, all of that stuff. We're trying to do it all, folks. If there are guests that you want me to talk to, so bad it's good with Ryan Bailey at gmail.com is my email address. Listen, I've tried to get organized for a long time. If there's anybody out there that just wants to come and live with me for a week and smack me into shape, please reach out to so bad it's good with Ryan Bailey at gmail.com, because we've got something good going. I just don't want to ever blow it, but I'm only one person and these podcasts take so long to do. And I love doing it. And it gives me purpose. It actually makes me super happy. And when you find something you really love, like, unless you're talking about these Real Housewives of Beverly Hills ladies, and then I'm like, fuck. And then it felt like work all day, going like just dreading talking to you guys. But now that the mic's on, I'm like happy and I'm excited to talk. But I was just so livid after watching that damn episode. Now I've watched it like 3 or 4 times and I get angrier and angrier each time. And all the shit behind the scenes that we're going to talk about right now. And we're going, Diana Jenkins, strong Bosnian woman. I can't believe, I mean, who would have ever guessed? I mean, maybe we should have guessed that Diana Jenkins would send cease and desist letters to a lot of, sent one to Sexy Unique Podcast, our friend Laura Marie Chanel. They sent one to Tracy Morrison. I think she worked at Jezebel at the time, sent one to NT Lawyer. I mean, truly yesterday I said, I was sad. I was like, am I not going to get, like, does Diana not appreciate what I do? Like that, and listen, we've always said all of this shit is alleged. Nobody has proof that she has run any sort of trafficking ring. I mean, all of this stuff, but you can go read and do that stuff. I mean, listen, I don't know the law that well, but I think we're still allowed to have opinions in this. I think we're still allowed to make jokes about people. I mean, that's what I've always done. And if somebody is this sensitive about this, but they can't even, play it out on the show, but you don't even play it out on the show. But for somebody that professes love, I mean, I'm seeing just from the show, Diana's lawyers, if you're listening, just from the show, your client is coming off very evil, like really weirdly evil, in the sense of just kind of being a weird bully. And yeah, guys, I get it. She licks her lips a lot. Yep, she does. Now, listen, we all know it. Let's almost retire the lip licking thing. Like, it seems like she's got an issue. She's not going to be able to deal with it. It's like some sort of weird tick. I feel like we need to, I mean, you remember that thing, you'd wear like a rubber band around your wrist when you try to stop yourself from cursing, and you'd snap it every time you curse to try to, I remember somebody saying that was her New Year's resolution. She needs to wear a rubber band around her lips, so every time she licks it, she smacks those lips just to make that pain so she stops doing it. Like, what the fuck kind of lip balm is she using that it's like it's that addictive where she's like, I gotta get another taste of this? I mean, that whole lip area must taste like, I don't know, like pizza or something that just tastes my verbiage, something that just tastes amazing, because she cannot, like, I'm so curious half the time when I'm watching the show with her licking the lips that I'm like, let me get a taste of that. Don't let Asher be the only guy that gets to kiss those lips. They must taste amazing to be able to lick that much. And also to keep that thing moisturized. I mean, we're talking millions of dollars in facial cream, folks. I mean, screw that neurogasm drink that she has that she keeps promoting. We need some Diana Jenkins skincare, for like dry lips, like in the surrounding area. I also have a theory, though, that, we have talked about this, and I hope this is okay to say for anybody listening. If you do compare photos to Diana 10 years ago to Diana now, there has been a lot of things done to her face. She looks beautiful now. And by the way, I will say this. I think Diana's hot. Don't love her attitude, kind of makes her less hot in my eyes. But I thought I was like, I'm one of the people that thought she was hot, even with the tongue thing. I don't, I can be man enough to admit that I thought she was hot. And you guys might be going, no, but I think she was hot. If you look at her 10 years ago, I didn't think she was hot at all. But the Diana now, I'm like, oh, that's kind of hot. And listen, truly, I'm so ashamed of what I do for a living. But it's okay to have things. We're grown-ups. We can do things to our faces, right? We can do facial surgeries, Kardashian shit, normal shit, Botox, filler, all that stuff. But you compare photos, she's done some shit. So what I thought was like, maybe she did some shit to her face right before the show started. And it's like writing a, like going from a tricycle to a bicycle, and you are trying to play, you're getting used to the instruments, you're like, oh my God, my face is a lot bigger. Let me take a lick of that. She's not used to the new face potentially, or whatever she's done to it. So she keeps like licking it to make sure everything's in the right place. I'm just spitballing here, folks. I'm trying to get, you guys aren't even helping me. I'm trying to find out answers because I'm trying to stand up for Diana and say, no, she wouldn't just lick like that. There's a reason why she licks like that. But yes, she does. And it feels like, also, Evolution, if you're listening, the producers, you guys, I don't know if you're trolling Diana or whatever, but did like Randy on set ever, like, was somebody on lip patrol duty of like, yo, we're noticing in a lot of the dailies when we watch back the footage, she's literally not doing a lot except for just licking her lips insanely. Like, if you played a drinking game, you would die every time Diana licked her lips. Where were you guys to maybe tell her like, hey, this is your first season, we're noticing this, we just maybe chill on it a little bit, fans can be a little rough. But no, it's getting worse, you guys. Like, does she even bathe, or does she just lick herself like a cat? Like, I mean, honestly, who knows? And I'm just so tired. I'm so tired of like Erica and Rinna kissing her ass. Erica, she's not going to open a joint checking account with you. Stop. She's not going to blow you, Erica. Calm down. It's not that fucking funny, Erica. Anytime Diana says something, and by the way, this is another troll thing. Did you see her walk into Garcelle's place and you have the captions on? It just says unintelligible because she's like, Garcelle's like, hello, welcome. And she's like, oh, and it just says unintelligible. But unintelligible, if it was around Erica, she'd be like, funny. Oh, look at Chris Rock over here. Yeah. Maybe you can open up for me, Erica Jane, when I go on tour again. It is ridiculous. Like, honestly. And it keeps happening. Like, I don't know. I mean, Erica, she might give you a little walking around money. Like, I have a feeling, wouldn't you love to know? Like, honestly, I feel like they should have to declare on Bravo taxes of some sort all the gifts they give each other. I would love to see, because remember that episode like 6 or 7 episodes ago where Erica came over to her place and Diana was in a room full of like just designer clothes, and you could see Erica's boner like pop up, and she was like, and Diana's like, do you want any of these clothes? Yeah, just go ahead, take them. And you can just see Erica going like, do you have a hefty bag? Like, just Mikey, get over here. Well, we get paid on. I shit you not. I bet you conservatively, Diana Jenkins in some way, whether it be gifts or just straight up cash, has given Erica Jane at least $50K. I'm just guessing, but wouldn't you? I could totally see that. I don't mean like a loan. I mean just an amount of gifts. I'm like, you said you wanted this panther ring in the episode in Palm Springs, so I gave you, for a good season, Erica, here is the Black Panther ring. And Erica be like, oh, you're such a true friend. Oh, you spoke my love language, taking care of me. Erica Jane. So there's just so much to be angry about. And you guys, like, listen, obviously me and Sutton are going through a rough patch right now. She's chosen her man. She posted a picture with Sanjit. And Sanjit, I'm talking, if you're listening, I'm sure you're a fan of the show. I get it. I want her to be happy, Sanjit. And if you're the man, like, I'm going to give it up to you, Sanjit. Just take care of her, man. Treat her like the woman she is, Sanjit. But listen, to be honest, though, Sutton, it's not like Sutton is without fault. I'm not an idiot. I mean, I'm an idiot, but I'm not an idiot. Like, I understand, like, Sutton has issues. All these women have issues. They're on the show in the first place. But I understand Sutton's not a perfect person. But you dipshits, Erica, Rinna, Kyle, even Dorit sometimes, Diana, you are making Sutton a legend. Have we ever watched a like, this is what I wrote a note saying, have we ever had a season, and you guys are going to yell and go, yeah, we have we ever had a season where the people on the screen are so clueless of how the audience will react? I have a feeling that they think they're killing it, that they're like, yeah, they're gonna fucking hate something this year. Yeah, it's obvious. Like, I honestly think, because even you'll hear in the recap, we'll talk about things like, Dorit's like, she has a hard time explaining herself. Beep boop, beep boop. No, Dorit, you have a hard time explaining yourself. Your whole joke is that you go on for 30-minute monologues. That it's you. Sutton might be a little goofy in the way she says things, but we can all kind of understand her. I hate to break that to you, but it just that old high school bullshit. Like, remember, guys, I was in the drama club. I did musicals, so I know what it's like to be a nerd. I know what it's like to not have tons of friends. I know what it's like to have popular people and not be one of them, and to not be part of the cool kids. And this is what we're saying. This is not anything. This is not rocket scientist. I'm not telling you anything new, but this is just a bunch of girls egging each other on. This is a bunch of Heathers. Remember that movie Heathers, Winona Ryder, Christian Slater? So good. It's a bunch of Heathers. It's a bunch of cool kids that egg each other on. I mean, even Kyle, like, Kyle's playing some kind of weird puppet master, and I've said she's not even really that good at it, but she's really enjoying doing it. And she's playing fast and loose. And I think she might be playing too fast and loose with how she's treating people, because it's getting annoying. But I have a feeling they think the audience is gonna hate Sutton, and maybe Garcelle to a degree, but I don't think their behavior is making them even cooler. Their behavior is turning them into legends. Each episode, Sutton is getting stronger and stronger. The only thing that frustrates me, and Sutton, I'm talking to you, Sanjit, sit this one out. Girl, you don't need to be silent as much as you are. You are in the right. You can fight back. Don't let people tell you don't make sense, because you do make sense. Don't let people, you are in the right. Don't let people, you've got the higher ground. Realize this. Don't cower. And I'm so proud of you, because I thought she was going to cower this season. I thought she was going to be like, oh my, I say, Erica really read me the right act last season. No, thank you, ma'am. I'm waiting for my Sub-Zero refrigerator. I got to decorate this house. I don't got time to fight with Erica Jane. I say. But she didn't cower. But now I would like to take it a step further of, like, I think there should be a part of every episode where someone's like, are you fucking listening to yourself? I say, what the hell's going on here? You guys sound like a bunch of knuckleheads. Well, as my friend Ryan Bailey likes to say, you guys are like a lot of numbnuts. I'll say. Okay, folks. Also, I love that we just kind of I just go in so many different areas. I do want to promote something, and I'll probably mention this on Monday. So you guys, my ex Anne-Marie is a movie producer, and her second film that she produced is based off a Japanese manga. It's called Root Letter, and it stars Danny Ramirez, who is one of the young fighter pilots in Top Gun Maverick. If you've seen that, I think he flies with Jay Ellis in it. He's also in a Marvel. He's like a Marvel character. He's been in tons of things, Danny Ramirez, but she put her heart and soul in this movie, and you can rent it and buy it today on iTunes. I think iTunes is where they want people to buy it and rent it, but you can do it on Amazon, all that stuff. It's called Root Letter. So if anybody's looking for something, go check it out. Watch the preview. I'm going to probably put it up in my stories tomorrow too. And I do want to say this is, listen, no matter, I was married to this person. I had, I'm so, and even if we're not married, and even if we're not, I'm so proud of this person, being in Hollywood for this long, her and myself, it's so hard to make anything happen, whether it be a podcast, whether it be a play, whether it be a movie, whether it be your album. I mean, it's hard to do anything in life, right? but it's especially hard in Hollywood. You guys don't even know how many doors get slammed in your face and how you're trying to, make $1 million budget look like $10 million and to fight to even get that $1 million to make this. So the fact that it's finally coming out, I'm just so proud of her. And I really do want people to check this out, and I'll try to give you more information as I know it. I'll put it in my Instagram stories tomorrow with like a link if you do want to rent it. But I've seen it. I saw it like a year and a half ago. That's how long it took to get the distribution. She made this over the pandemic, and she made another movie called Room 23, which I've talked about before during the pandemic too. And it's so cool. I've not been able to be there, but I was there for the beginning of her dream starting. So it's so nice. And, but I want to also say, just because somebody has a podcast or somebody has a movie, it doesn't mean they're on easy street. It doesn't mean, like people be like, oh, it always makes me laugh. Like, you're doing pretty good with your podcast, huh? And I'm like, man, you don't even know. Like, from the morning till the night, I work on something podcast related, and I make probably, with the amount of hours, I make less than minimum wage, I would imagine, for the amount of hours I put into this. But you're all but it's out of love, and I know how hard she worked on all of this, and I'm so excited to see what's next. But I wanted to say that, and I told her you know what, and she asked me to say something, and she asked me to post something, but in a really nice way, and of course I would do that, because I truly do. I will be a fan of hers for life. Anyways, congratulations, Anne-Marie. If you're listening, the movie is called Root Letter, ROOT Letter. Danny Ramirez is the star of this, and this other girl, Kina or Kira, I'm blanking. I swear to God, I will get this at another place. Okay, sorry. I'll talk about that more on Instagram. Maritza just sent me a text from Sexy Unique Podcast. Oh, listen on Patreon. We deleted the offending TikTok and Instagram posts about Diana Jenkins, and we'll be scrubbing that moment from the podcast episode that was widely circulated as well. Miss J wants to follow the money, baby. Oh my gosh. Well, and speaking of that, that's why I was joking about the lawyers earlier, is that I was told that it was going to keep going. So I was expecting really today to wake up to some sort of cease and desist, and it still could be coming, because I heard she was also going to go after other podcasts, memes, all that kind of stuff. I don't know if that's still to come. If it does, it does. Believe me, I'll be crying when it does. But how wild, right? How wild that it's actually come to that. Let me, that's where we started. This is I'm just, hey guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening to me just rant. Trying to find the Diana Jenkins post. I screenshotted it in case she took it down, and also I unfollowed Diana Jenkins this week, because and then I think I blocked her too, because I was just like, well, let me just get ahead of the curve here. This isn't, don't think we're going to ever really super like each other. She goes, and I'm going to be doing a voice, you guys, for Diana Jenkins. Remember, it's a comedic voice. It's a parody, and it doesn't really sound anything like her. For too long, irresponsible journalists, bloggers, and social media commentators have spread hurtful lies about me without consequences. I will no longer sit back and allow them to smear my name with impunity. I have instructed my lawyers to take whatever action is necessary to remove these false statements and to pursue justice from those who have been spreading lies about me. We launched the campaign today. Launched the campaign? What is this? L'Oreal? What is it, like Maybelline? What do you mean launch? We have launched the Balenciaga campaign with my lawyers by sending legal letters to anti-lawyer, Jezebel, Gawker, Heavy, and others. I will not stop until justice is served. Hashtag Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Hashtag justice. Hashtag retract the lies. Hashtag responsible journalism. Listen, Sexy Unique Podcast isn't even fucking journalism. I mean, come on, you guys. It's not even journalism. And I know damn well this isn't journalism. This is like recaps, plus we do interviews and stuff. I mean, I didn't go to school for journalism, nor do I pretend to. And I don't think Sexy Unique Podcast does either. So that is just wild. Also, hashtag retract the lies. I love that hashtag. Maybe we need to keep going. Hey guys, let's all post stuff about the show tomorrow. How much you're enjoying this recap and hashtag it retract the lies. Hashtag retract the lies. Hashtag track the lies. Put the lies, hashtag put the lies back. Put more lies in the lies. But what we can say is that we really don't know Diana Jenkins. I don't think this show has done a really good job of telling us. I mean, I've read the Wikipedia article, I think, on this show about who Diana Jenkins is or what it is shrouded in mystery. That's why we made that meme of the unsolved mysteries, Diana Jenkins. There's so much we don't know. Shit. Like I said, I want a prequel where I get to see the Diana Jenkins boy toy, how she met Asher. Hello, Asher. I think you have beautiful singing voice and I love your rock on abs. I like to be alone in the house and hear you fiddle on your piano, and sometimes you don't know I'm there, and I'm like, oh, hon, it's so fun to watch Asher sing in this house. You know what I'm saying? I want that story. That's the story I want. I want to do a journalism story about those kind of moments. Okay, so let's also congratulate Erica Jane. She had a big week, you guys. A lot of her stands were like, we won, you guys. Once again, you didn't win because there's still a lot of victims, no matter what. Okay, so there's a couple things. Trisha Bigelow, the judge that was one of Tom Girardi's mistresses. Remember I did that story a couple weeks ago about her returning possessions. Well, Erica, all of a sudden this week, retweeted in her story. Somebody sent me an LA Times article about the Trisha Bigelow. And I was like, wait a sec. All of a sudden, Erica likes the LA Times now. Remember, she's like, LA Times sucks. Nobody should read them. Son, fuck you for reading that article. Oh, screw you reading no LA Times. But then she now likes the LA Times. I guess when it's not articles about her, maybe that's got to, now that I'm thinking about it, that's got to be probably the key. It can't be about Erica Jane. So she posted this. The headline is "A Judge's Affair with Tom Girardi and a $300,000 Wire," Los Angeles Times. So they did this whole article where Tom Girardi had wired her $300,000 from client funds and also money for a condo. This judge, Trisha Bigelow. And Erica was all like, look at this. I didn't even know anything about this. Ah. And then fucking numbnuts and numbnuts McGee, Lisa Rinna, of course, being an asshole, comments underneath it of like, Schlutten's not going to like this. Schlutten's going to read the LA Times. Like even bullying in the comments. You know what? I love it. Like, this is where we're at in this country is we truly do make fun of people that actually read like knowledge and facts. They're like, fuck you, man. How dare you read up on something? I told you the truth. Do not go digging. I told you, do not dig any further. But like even in a comment section, Lisa Rinna can be an asshole, which I do want to point out. Remember Lisa Rinna at some point this week, time is meaningless. Lisa was like, you know what? It's all positivity on my account now. It's all positivity. I don't even really post about Beverly Hills. Well, I guess that really only lasted for like a week or like a couple days because now she's in the comment section going, Slutton. Hey, Slutton's going to read like, what an asshole. Just truly an asshole. And, you guys might not even like Sutton out there listening to this, but I don't even really, can people point to a lot of Sutton comments where she's calling Rinna like a big fake-lipped asshole? I just feel like it's more and more bully behavior. And that's why I don't feel bad for people like Diana Jenkins. I don't feel bad for people like Erica Jane. I feel bad for her husband's victims, but I don't feel bad for Erica Jane because once again, Erica Jane has made her the lead of her life, which a lot of us do, right? We are the leads of our own lives, but she needs to step aside and let an understudy perform for a while until these victims get their money back. I don't care if it's from Judge Trisha Bigelow. It's going to be, by the way, it looks like your dude had a lot of girls. And I mean, this is how big of an asshole Tom Girardi was he was giving big amounts to Judge Trisha Bigelow as well as Erica Jane. This is how little he cared about his client's money. I mean, it's just wild. It truly is wild. but you're not taking any kind of moral high ground. I'm like, look what he did. Judge Trisha Bigelow, she's got some answering to do. No, girl, look at your closet. You got some answering to do. You had like a fucking U-Haul of expensive shoes and purses and all that stuff. Do you think that came from like that was from the real money? That was from legally earned money, never illegal. So anyways, congrats to Erica for reading an LA Times article finally. And then here's what happened with the lawsuit. And like I want to point out too is that, you know, she got a win. She still has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. She has 9 lawsuits or court cases against her still. So this one saying that she was not aware of the goings on with the husband's law firm, and she did not owe $5 million. So I'm trying to read this. One post here says the trustee files new lawsuit against 2 lenders of Girardi Keese and shows $41 million in theft from the trust account. $41 million, you guys, and alleges Erica Jane spent $12 million herself on the firm's Amex. Remember, EJ Global, the Amex, this all comes back into play. The emails also show other Girardi Keese insiders, including David Lira, on numerous emails regarding knowledge. The explosive 85-page adversary complaint filed by the trustee is in the link in the bio. It alleges in integrated involvement by certain lenders in receiving funds knowing that they were being looted from the client trust account, which to me means that certain lenders knew that these funds were illegally, you know, they were getting paid from illegal funds. So she got, and that's a different one than the $5 million one. They are moving to sell the house. They're going to sell all the possessions in the house. We'll see if Erica Jane tries to fight any of that, but she did get this judgment in her favor. So congratulations. That's 1 down, 10 to go. Also, I'm so curious where, and Ronald Richards, when he was on the show, kind of hinted that her legal bills were being paid by someone else. So I'm so curious of who that would be, because these have to be astronomical. I mean, we're talking about Diana Jenkins' lawyer kind of fees, you know, like this is like suing podcasters kind of money, you know, going around. I don't know. So listen, but once again, I will say that every time you start to ever even think a sympathetic thought towards Erica, something happens, like you see the preview for next week and you're like, oh, I forgot she's an asshole. I mean, she's a complete asshole. And that's, you know, and listen, some people love assholes. Like that's what it takes, all kinds in this world. Isn't that exciting that even if you're a complete soulless asshole, a lot of people will still root for you? And also that's another cool thing about Housewives. I said this today. I tweeted this because I keep thinking about this episode, which I swear we're going to get to, but you know, this is all, it's all one thing. We're all one. This is very meditative. Oh my God. I hate on Twitter, you guys, when you'll tweet something and then people will start fighting in the comments and then all of a sudden turns political. Cause I tweeted yesterday, I said, can Sutton sue Diana for bullying? And it was a joke because that Diana is like cease and desist and sue happy. So I was like, oh, well then can we just all sue? Can Sutton sue Diana for bullying her in the Aspen house and calling her a cunt and licking her lips and all of this shit? And it was, you know, I thought it's not an obvious joke, but it's a joke. I don't really truly think Sutton should or could sue for bullying, but people took it seriously. And then I got into like a political conversation between people, and like, you voted for all this stupid shit. And I'm like, guys, it's just about the show, man. Like this is the part of the season that we're just all angry again. We're just seeing crazy, weird things, myself included. I'm trying to find what I had said, because this was the thing that kept, like, do you ever wonder about their actual relationships? Because I wrote, part of me truly hopes that Rinna, Erica, Diana, and maybe even Kyle are lifelong sisterhood of the traveling pants kind of friends, because at least that would make up for the vast majority of the audience that truly cannot stand these ladies anymore, that have just had it. And it might not be one of you guys. You might be like, I love everything, but a lot of people flip. And I would say the majority of people really are disgusted with at least 2 to 3 of those ladies that I just mentioned. So I was like, well, it might be worth it though, because in reality, I don't think they truly care what we think. I mean, they might fight out back against Barb's or alleged lies or something like that, but they don't give a fuck what Ryan Bailey thinks. Listen, oh, if I was Eric and I'd like, oh, that guy's obviously a loser. Like that in the story. Who cares? But my thing is, so many people dislike them that I was like, I hope that they're actually, at least for all this hate thrown my way, I've made friends for life. But the reality of that situation, I actually think, is that once they're off this show, I think they're going to get holiday cards. I think Lisa will get a holiday card from Kyle every Christmas. And, you'll get a text on their birthdays for the first 5 seasons. And then, maybe year 6 after the show, Kyle will be like, oh my God, Rinna, I'm so sorry. I forgot your birthday last week. Oh, I hope you had a good one. Let's talk soon. And Teddy, Teddy will always be begging everybody to get together. Let's get together like the good old days. It'll be like a Tuesday at El Torito's, which is great, but, and then everybody's like, Teddy, come on, man. Like we're busy. We all have families and stuff, and I say all of that, but I truly think, I don't think most of these people are lifelong friends. They're co-workers in a way. Remember that, once the show is over, a lot of this stuff will go away. It's, remember, it's not the sisterhood of the traveling pants. I mean, half the shows on Bravo now, they're not actually even natural friend groups. But I say all of this, but I also say what's great about the Real Housewives is that in 5 years, the same thing might be said about Sutton, Crystal, and Garcelle. People hate them with a passion. Oh, shit. Sorry. Oh. Is that these shows, you're going to be heroes certain seasons. And then years later, I remember liking Lisa Rinna on her first season. I mean, I never really cared for Erica Jane, but I didn't really have a distaste for her like I do now. But that's what I'm saying, is that in 5 years, we might, I mean, God, if I'm still doing this in 5 years, then I'm doing something right. No, we might in 5 years be like, we're tired of Garcelle. She pulled some real weird shit. Also, fame and all of this shit, even if it's on a C-level celebrity status like housewives can be sometimes, it goes to your head. Like, who knows? The people that you love today, you might not love 3 seasons from now. And I'm very well aware of that. Also, remember, we always talk about the narrative. And I swear to God, right after this little segment, we're going to get to the actual recap. But you guys are having fun. Come on. It's Friday, baby. It's the weekend. Crack a White Claw, baby. Claw this up. Kick the kids out. Let's get funky. We're doing Beverly Hills. Now I'm finally getting into it. I swear to God, you guys, I was dreading this all day long, because when you just talk in your head about something and you're you're talking in your head and you're like, oh, and you're saving it all up. It must be what the Incredible Hulk feels like when he's like Bruce Banner before he changes into Incredible Hulk, because he's like, I'm gonna get angry. I'm scared to get angry. And then now, finally, I'm getting the poison out. The other thing I want to say is that I always talk about the deleted scenes, the scenes that we don't get to see. And they kind of throw them in on the rewatch episode, which they air right before the new episode every week. But nobody tunes in for that because we already seen. So it'll be like never before seen footage. But accounts like Queens of Bravo will always put the deleted scenes on their account. And it really does. These are amazing scenes that they cut out. And sometimes it doesn't really change much, but it adds a lot of flavor. It adds context for these things. And I know the producers are trying to tell a story in a certain amount of time, but listen, man, us nuts, I'll watch a 2-hour Beverly Hills every week. Don't threaten me with a good time. I'll watch a fucking 4-hour cut. I'll watch the Godfather trilogy of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills if I need to. You know what I'm saying? Give me all. Don't tell me what's good for me. I'm a grown man, damn it. I'm the bad boy of podcasting. If I want to watch a 7-hour episode, I'll watch a 7-hour episode and I'll do it with a smile on my face. You know what I'm saying? But these are the kind of scenes that didn't make it to the show. This is just on last week's episode, not the one this week, and this is on the Queens of Bravo account.
I would like to get to know you, not through your friendship with Sutton. Know me. It wasn't until Kathy's dinner that everything changed. I do remember Garcelle taking your arm, though. And I appreciated that.
Kathy, you were not there at Mexico trip. Unfortunately, I heard from Sutton about Erica's behavior and how much she was appalled by it. And at a dinner table, she acted absolutely the same towards me. Completely lost it. She was yelling, screaming at me. You did behave in the same manner that Erica behaved towards you. Is that truth or not?
That you were criticizing.
No,
that she was criticizing.
but somebody please back us up. Come on now.
No, that was definitely different. It was different.
I'm sure that Diana was very taken aback in Mexico, but you cannot compare what happened at Kathy's house. I'll go head on with you all day.
Don't talk to me like that.
Or what?
Seriously.
Or what? Please shut up. It was actually scary, not just for Sutton, for the entire table.
I have never been yelled and talked to like that.
It would be interesting to see if Diana was screamed at by Erica, because if she thought that Sutton yelling was bad, she has no idea.
That's what I'm talking about, folks. We're missing scenes like that. And that is that I think Sutton was yelling at me in Mexico pretty bad. I've never been talked to like that. First off, there's no way you haven't been talked to like that, especially for you've dealt with insane billions of dollars wealthy business. Who knows? Listen, I obviously don't know what a successful person looks or acts like, but I would think it's a little different than how Diana Jenkins acts. Who knows? Once again, it's like the Kris Jenner of it all. I don't think we ever see the real Kris Jenner. I don't think we ever have seen really the real Diana Jenkins. But imagine if Erica Jane said to Diana Jenkins, "Fuck you." Or what? Or what, Diana Jenkins? She'd be like, "All right, fucking kill you. Huh, that's what. I will literally kill you. I will sue you. I will cease and desist you completely." You know what I'm saying? Diana Jenkins has no idea. You think Sutton's well, I'll say, I don't agree with that. Oh no, you yell at me so hard. No, Erica Jane, but Erica Jane wouldn't, because Erica Jane's a kiss ass, because she thinks Diana Jenkins is going to eventually give her a panther ring or some shit like that and let her stay at her beach home in Hawaii. Can Mikey come? Mikey's due for a vacation. Can he have your guest bedroom in Hawaii, please? So that's one scene. And I love that Kathy jumped in and Dinah was like, "No, Kathy, you don't know." Listen, Kathy's another one. Kathy is truly, I hate that she says so many really dumb, potentially harmful things. And who knows what she's going to say on the Aspen trip, honestly. But sometimes she does. She's another one that kind of makes sense sometimes. And also, I don't think she gives a rip. I don't think she gives a rip about any of these other ladies. It's yeah, okay. She's legitimately bored. You could tell during most scenes she wishes she had her iPad. She's one of those people. She's "Oh my God, I'd love to be playing Candy Crush right now." Kathy don't give a fuck if she wears PJs to an airport. Kathy, we call her Kathy Comfort Hilton. She loves the comfort. Here's another deleted scene, you guys. This one really. This is.
Can I just say one thing? Yeah. If there was a situation where I heard something about you, I would no way, and I do not understand this with this group, I would no way go around and tell all the girls. You have shared something with me, you remember, at the Beverly Hills Hotel?
Yes.
Raise your hand if I've ever discussed anything personal about Crystal.
I know.
You guys, nobody's raising their hands.
Do that. So that is the one problem that you guys all have. We do.
I've never done that, Kathy.
I actually,
You definitely don't. We were raised not to
literally
do
not
that.
one person here has ever shared something I've never carried ever.
Maybe I'm crazy.
You guys have
I'm a f***ing
like,
thought.
that's so obvious.
Obviously, they're not. You should tell me something.
We're trying to figure it out.
I mean, Freier did share the thing
Hold on.
with the swearing
Let me just
about
clear this up with Garcelle. Garcelle, let me tell you what.
There's still a lot of stuff out.
Yes.
Okay. Basically what Kathy just did is she kind of just like the whole Housewives franchise is built on people saying they're trustworthy and then they're not trustworthy and they go around and tell everybody. But I love Kathy's like, you guys know me. I don't actually say anything. Remember, you told me that thing about your cousin being gay at the Beverly Hilton. I have not told any of these ladies about that. No, I mean, she did. But you know what I'm saying? Like Kathy's going like, yo, man, I won't tell on any of you guys. Kathy legitimately, and I say this lightly, you're going to say, oh, she might have some sort of morals where the other ladies don't. Like Lisa Rinna has probably never met a secret that she has not told people that she's not. Like Lisa Rinna has probably kept no secret, maybe one secret about Harry, but other than that, no secrets. You know what I'm saying? And that's, of course, that he makes the world's best bolognese. Harry's bolognese. But I think these things, these deleted scenes are so important. Like, honestly, bravo. Why don't you just do a half-hour episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills deleted scenes? Don't do like a whole episode with new footage thrown in. Just give me 30 minutes of the new scenes. You can add commercials to it. You can make your advertising dollars. Like, I don't understand decisions like that. I mean, for the nerds, like, I mean, I feel like everybody that watches Bravo aren't casual viewers. We're all, I mean, not as obsessed as, you know, me and you guys, but we're into it. Like, wouldn't you at least throw that on the DVR? Like, fuck, I watch What Happens Live and enjoy it. You don't think I'm going to crush like a 30-minute never before seen footage altogether? Give it to me all. It's like how I used to say, if you really want to make Bravo, if you really want to make money, give me all of the footage anytime anybody's in a Sprinter van. Give me all the unedited footage. Give me all the sound for each lady. Give me each audio track. Let me, you know, like Kanye has that little thing where you can like pump up the beat or the drums or the, you know, that little stem player he has. I want a housewife stem player where I can bump up Dorinda in certain scenes or bump up Ramona. Like, give it to me all. Trust me, I'm a big boy. Once again, bad boy of podcasting. I can handle it. Listen, if somebody sits in silence on one of these Sprinter vans for 8 minutes, I'll love it. Yeah, I'll be on my phone. I'll be like, this is fascinating. It's like watching like an aquarium. You know, we're at the zoo, and then somebody talks. Maybe we hear Heather Gay fart. Who knows? Okay, so now you guys, hey, let's get to the main event. Let's get to the main event. You guys hear this little show called Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, where we're going to do a recap of that episode. We've talked about a lot of the themes already, but now let's get into the actual show, folks. Now, remember, I am a trained actor. I have a theater degree from Arizona State University, the Harvard of the West. I've studied the classics, Shakespeare, Mamet, Andy Cohen, all of these. So you are in good hands. And just so you know, some of these voices, they might be grating. They might be like, oh, it's too much. I've tried to lighten the Rinna voice a little bit. You might hate it, but sometimes you might hate it and then you end up loving it. It's just weird how it always works. But just remember, this is all in good fun. Dorit, if you're listening, I truly do love you. I feel like we should have your kids in the show more. And PK, I want to meet you in Punta Mita. That's where we need to go, bro. Okay, so this episode is called Altitude Adjustment, season 12, episode 16. 16 episodes in. What does that mean? We probably got like 6 to 7 more actual episodes. Plus, they'll do a 4. You know what? I think maybe this time we'll see how this plays out. But no, they'll do a 4 episode reunion, I bet, because we'll see what happens. They're filming the reunion, you guys, this upcoming week. Anybody listening that knows where they're filming, let me know. I would love to go out there with like a sandwich board, like you know, where they spin them on the streets with shit like, you know, give back the earrings, Erica. And I'll like do like weird dance moves or like date me, Sutton, you know, just flip a sandwich board right outside where their vehicles pull up. So altitude adjustment, what I think of, I'm like adjustment means adjusting something like my back or, you know, but altitude means like a high altitude. And then I was like, oh my God, Aspen, isn't Aspen in a higher altitude adjustment? So that means they're getting used to a new altitude like Aspen. So we're literally shifting gears into the final part of the season. So I thought it's a very big brained title, or it just, I don't know, altitude adjustment. Anyway, so the summary that the cable company gives us is Kyle charters a private plane and flies the women to Aspen in style. Also, it makes it sound like Kyle flies the plane or so. Kyle is Amelia Earhart and flies for numbnuts to Aspen in style. And then goes, but Dorit packs emotional baggage along with her snow pants. Wait, what? Is that what they really wrote? Dorit packs emotional. Oh no, look, I forgot my undies, but I did pack my emotional baggage. Oh no, Jagaloo, I packed my emotional baggage. Beep boop bop beep boop boop boop. Who writes this? But Dorit packs emotional baggage along with her snow pants? Okay, by the way, Juliana Carraza took the notes once again for me. And Juliana now, she'll put in things to like mess with me. And like, Juliana, are you messing with me? Did they really put Dorit packs emotional baggage along with her snow pants? Because first off, she barely, I mean, like, there's one scene with PK where she talks like, I'm trying to get over my burglary. But it wasn't that, like, I wasn't like, holy shit, Dorit really is facing her fears in Aspen. So I guess that's something that happens this episode. Also, the mountain weather isn't the only thing that's cold, as Garcelle and Sutton ice out Erica in a very public fashion. Wait, what? Garcelle and Sutton ice out Erica? Wait, who the fuck is writing this? Because that's not what happened at all. In fact, everybody was mean to Sutton. What are you iced out Erica? Oh, I think maybe they mean the scene with Crystal and Garcelle talking about the diamond earrings. Okay, I don't like this because this is not, if I read this, and that's not what happened, you guys. And I will not stand for liars on my show descriptions. So we always start these shows as we always do, because we do not remember the season. Bravo knows that we have very peanut brains. And it says previously on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And Kyle's like, I'm inviting you all to Aspen. There's a house 10 minutes from my house that you guys can all stay at. My house is very small. And Rena's like, I want to stay at your house, Kyle. And Garce's like, we'll stay at the other house. And Diana's like, I'll stay at motel. I'll stay at hotel. This is, I mean, listen, Diana, if you don't want people to treat you weird and like say weird things, maybe don't try not to be weird sometimes. Like what, I mean, it's like, you would not like me if I stayed at your house. I get very weird. Rena goes, my mom's stuff came to my house today. I have a lot of feelings going on and I'm so strong at times, but I'm really not. Once again, Rinna loves to self-diagnose herself. Remember that. Rinna will tell you how she's feeling and why she's feeling it. Like, honestly, she mentions going to therapy in this. And I was like, show me the receipt. Honestly, show me the receipt. She's like, I have a lot of feelings. I'm so strong at times, but I'm really not. Like, okay, thank you. Then we have a scene of Sutton like, Diana isn't ready for any kind of friendship with me. And Diana's like, she's right. And Sutton's like, take all the time you need. I'll say, take all the space you need. And Diana's like, thank you. Time out for both of us. And then Sutton's like, you guys, if you're watching the YouTube, you see what I'm doing. But Diana does this little thing with her fingers like, time out. And then Sutton, there's a shot of her doing the same finger thing. And that finger thing upset. It's like Punta Mita. It's like the visual Punta Mita. Like, I love hearing that word. I love doing this now, that little movement. Time out. It is a time out between Diana and cease and desist. Then we have another scene from 2 weeks ago where Diana was like, you have a drinking problem? To Garcelle, and Garcelle's like, no, I don't have a drinking problem. And Eric goes, neither do I. When you trying to push it. And then she winks, like, when you trying to push it. She thinks she's so cool. And Garcelle was like, I was worried about you.
But is that to make Erica look bad? Or is that out of genuineness?
And Garcelle's like, Erica, stop speaking in the third person. I don't have to make you look bad. You can do that on your own. And at that moment, Rinna's jaw unhinges and falls to the floor, and all of the rats that are stored in there just run out. No, everybody does open their mouth really big. Kyle, Rinna. It was like a real mic drop moment. And you can tell because they cut to Erica. And it's very subtle, but you can tell she knows she just got bested. It was just like, fuck. Like, it was like sweep the leg moment from Karate Kid. We don't get any taglines this week because there's just too much content. So it says in Beverly Hills 4 days before Aspen, Kyle is driving with Dorit, and Dorit is hugging her dog, Winnie. And this is the night after the Rinna launch party that we saw them at and all the disco. And so Kyle's hair is still like fully, it looks, I was trying to like, do you guys watch that new season of Stranger Things with that kid that's all into Metallica, the new guy that Eddie, what is it, Eddie Munson or whatever? Kyle kind of had Eddie Munson hair, maybe like a little more styled. It's not, I don't love it. And I think Kyle's a very beautiful woman. I am not into Kyle's 70s hair. And even in the talking heads with the orange talking head, and I usually don't really notice these things, but I was like, oh, wow, I really don't like that. So I noticed that at least. And Dorit was like, it was really wild last night, Kyle. People pop, pop, pop. It was interesting and wild and a little all over the place, which usually means cocaine. No, I'm joking. And Kyle's like, I should have asked you for an Advil too. And Dorit goes, why didn't you tell me? And then Kyle in a talking head goes, after Rinna's party, we went to the Polo Lounge. Our husbands met us and we continued to party and we got overserved. When do we learn our lesson? Sadly, alcoholics usually don't learn their lesson until it's done. No, this is the other thing too. This is when you really kind of know it is a job, because it's like we clocked out of our actual job partying and then we went to the Polo Lounge. It's like, no. Evolution Media, you strap GoPros on these fuckers and like, no, I want to see, we get Diana taking drunken Instagram photos. No, I want all of it. This is where the real show is taking place. Come on. Dorit goes, I do feel, if I can say so myself, Rinna's having extreme reactions. And I was like, yeah, for like 6 seasons now. We get a flashback to 2 weeks earlier, Rinna screaming at her Rinna Rosé wine tasting party, which, by the way, really horrible story. They bottle Rinna Rosé in a little a Taiwanese village, and it got poisoned this week. The mud well that they make the Rinna Rosé out of, a lot of elephant dung, the same elephant dung that Leah McSweeney actually throws on somebody on Girls Trip season 3. Unfortunately, got into the Rinna Rosé bottling factory. Do you know, you guys feel that, right? When I start to say something really stupid and you can tell that I don't even know where I'm going to go. And then in my head, I'm like, what are you even? And then I'm like, you're fucking flying. You're Maverick and Top Gun, man. You're pushing this joke to the limit. It doesn't even make sense or it's funny anymore. So we get flashback to Rinna going, if you come for my husband and kids, I will hunt you down. And every time it gets more and more grating and shocking and weird. It's just weird. Like, I just picture every time at that Rinna Rosé at Rinna's house, all the rats just scurrying, just like scared, like, the lady of the house is freaked out. The lady of the house is yelling again. And poor Harry, I just picture him on his bed, which is like one silent tear just streaming down his face, and him putting his like AirPod noise canceling earphones in and picking up his guitar with his big nails and trying to like play a James Taylor song to like calm down. Like, I've seen fire and I've seen Rinna yell. And I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen Rinna Rosé that when you drink it would kill a friend, but I always never wanted to hear Rinna yell or laugh again. So Dorit goes, not having dealt with her mom's passing, and now I think it maybe is built up. And Kyle's like, well, look how she was at your house last night. And Dorit goes, that's my point. And Kyle goes, first she was really yelling. And I was like, gosh, that's so harsh. We get a flashback to the night before where Rinna's like, What made you do that? Pointing her finger at Sutton. That's the answer I want. And when I get it, I will let it fucking go. Like, really, again, yelling. Like, it's weird. It's like king-like behavior, and you've not earned the crown, Toots. You just haven't. I know you always like to make the jokes about the Lisa Vanderpump and the crown, but you ain't even close to being able to fit that crown on your tiny little head, you know? And Kyle's like, yeah. And then she went from one extreme to the next. I went from thinking, calm down, to, oh my God, poor thing. We get a flashback to later that night where Rena's like, I have to figure out how to live with my mom and I don't know how to do it. Kyle and I talking, and it goes, when my mom died, I was physically ill for 2 years. So I understand that Lisa's in pain. And listen, once again, I will always say, like, losing a parent or losing anyone is unimaginable pain. And I do not begrudge Lisa Rinna that at all. But there is a performative aspect to Lisa Rinna, and there always has been. And for us to deny that and act like that is not the case is ignorant of us. We've seen how she uses the show, how she is in scenes. We've seen her as an actor. We've seen the, so while I know the grief is probably something that she will never get over, I can't even bring myself to think about it, even with my mom, and I'll fucking freak out. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that. Would that be, what's so sad? What's such a dark thought? If my mom ever does pass away, that I will probably think about Lisa Rinna in some sense and how she handled it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how dark, like, that's what a dark fucking thought. Oh my God. Also, my one of my best friends, Maritza, who does all the graphics, and she does so many podcasts with me on Patreon and all that. Her uncle passed away today. And I know I know we're all over the place, but we're family in this podcast. And that's why just keep her and her family in your thoughts and stuff. And it's just none of it makes sense. So my heart always goes out to anything like this with Lisa or anyone that loses anybody. And unfortunately, the deal is that we're all going to lose everybody. And that is just so fucked up in so many ways. I can't even understand it. And that's why I do a podcast where I make fun of Housewives, because the actual truths in life are so flipping scary. You know what I'm saying? But the aggressiveness, though, she seems to be relishing in it and also forgiving herself for being such an asshole in the same breath. So you never know which Rinna you're going to get. But we also have all of these buildup of seasons where we've seen her with similar behavior. There's just a furthered intensity. She's just ratcheted up the intensity, but we've seen Rinna do most of these things before. So Kyle and I talking about, so Kyle goes, she's taking it out only on one person though. And Dorit goes, I know, little Jagaloo. And Kyle's like, no, Sutton. And then Kyle and I talking about it says, I think that right now everyone needs to reserve judgment with how Rinna's handling this and just give her some time. Kyle, I want to give her some time, but I have a feeling her time might be up. And also I'm willing to give her time and let's see how the off season treats her. But I don't know. I keep getting this feeling. Listen, I don't think they would even know if they were let go yet, because I don't think about the reality of that situation. You think Bravo or Andy Cohen's going to let Lisa Rinna go last week and she knows it and then still expect her to show up for the reunion? No way. No way. Rinna might think she might be in hot water because of all the reactions, but I don't think there is any kind of formal, she might, Rinna might open up Dumois and be like, oh shit, Dumois says I may be fired. Yo, Harry, you better get out of the woods on your solo camping trip and come start working again. So Dorit goes, I don't want Sutton to feel like it's a pile on because it's not fair. But at the same time, beep, boop, 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 she doesn't articulate herself and land her points as good as she could. And that, I told you earlier, is hysterical, because it's like, Dorit, you're not succinct at all. You can't land a thought plane to save your life. You're not the Sully Sullenberger of landing thoughts. We get a flashback to the previous night where Son's like, listen, I'm a cult. And Kyle's like, a cult? And Son's like, no, it's a baby horse. I'll say. And Kyle's like, oh, a cult. And Crystal's like, Sutton, you're tangenting. And Son's like, no, I'm not. I got this. Oh, okay. I should have said what I said. Hang on. And Erica's like, and I got a drinking problem. Like a stupid bully would. listen, obviously Sutton has done enough situations, probably that we don't even see on camera, that she doesn't make tons of sense all the time, or maybe gets lost in thoughts or is not clear, which says a lot when Dorit will have a storyline about that. But why wouldn't we see that with Sutton? But anyways, but Sutton's like, no, I've got this. Like, people do treat Sutton like, like they're Crystal tries to protect her at times, but I feel like Sutton, we've got to stop doing that. Sutton is able to learn strength. I feel like that's what she's learning this season. Kyle in a talking head says, well, I think that Sutton wants things to be good with people, but Sutton says too much and causes a whole big drama. And other times she's too scared to speak up at all and rock the boat, which also is not good. So sometimes she makes it a little difficult. What a piece of shit Sutton is. I mean, Kyle, listen, Sutton, Kyle is not your friend. She just isn't. Kyle looks down on you. Two things can be true at once. Kyle can still be a good person and look down on Sutton. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't make her a bad person, but she does look down on Sutton. She thinks Sutton's a whack. And that's just what, I mean, how many times have we ever seen Kyle will empathize with Sutton after the fact, or in a talking head? Kyle will empathize with Sutton, but not in the actual moment. Or she'll wait till after Sutton took a beating and then come over like, no, don't cry. Dorit goes, I feel like maybe she just needs some helpful advice, some support, and not necessarily to have it another thing that's coming at her. No, Dorit, she needs a man, a bad boy of podcasting to cuddle her at night. Kyle goes, I think she does too. The day winds down into night and we're at Garcelle's house. With Garcelle, remember Garcelle lives in that little, I like her house a lot, but I always say it looks like it's built up. If you pause it like a nut, like I do, you can see that's a very tiny backyard. It's a bunch of houses with very tiny backyards. And it always looks like it's kind of up on not on a hill, but next to a hill. Oh, it's a beautiful view of, I'm just staring at a hill. It looks very tight, even though it really is a very nice house and a tasteful house and decorated awesome, all of that stuff. But we're at her house, and Garcelle, we're like, ding dong. Garcelle opens the door to Diana and she goes, Bosnia. And Diana's like, hee, Bosnian here. I am mortified. This is back to front. Referring to the dress on her body. And Garcelle's like, oh, what? This should be a back. That's how hungover I am. Listen. For the amount of stormtroopers you got working for you, Diana, the fact that I almost feel like somebody probably got sued that night. You let me go to fucking Garcelle's with a back to front dress. You're dead. I fire you now. Well, who the fuck speak up to me? I'm wearing clothes backwards like an asshole. Who am I, crisscross? Come on. By the way, also, but I took a look at that dress and I was like, I think she's wearing it the right way. Because it went down to the cleave area. I don't listen, folks. Like I said, I wear basketball shorts a lot. So Diana's wearing her dress backwards. And Garcelle goes, oh my God, I never would know. How much did you drink? And Diana goes, this is the closest that I've come to walk of shame. Something allegedly tells me that's not true. Allegedly. What? Garcelle on the talking head goes, this is not a Diana fail. This is a team Diana fail. Where's her team to tell her she put her jumpsuit? Exactly, Garcelle. Diana on the talking head goes, I just did not want party to stop. I took a little bit too far. And now I'm feeling the pain. Garcelle goes, can I make you some coffee? Oh, water, need water. Garcelle's like, water, that's what I figured. I feel like I'm out of my body. Garcelle goes, the pictures you posted last night. Diana goes, ha, 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 ha. I can't even look at her in face. I think I'm going to leave the country. And then I was like, wait, why? Is somebody after you? And then I think she was just joking. They show very unflattering pictures of Diana's Instagram of Kyle with her eyes closed and holding her hand out like she's given a hand job. And Diana's like, how did my camera even do that? This is what I'm saying, man. She's worth $300 million, doesn't even know how to work her. Honestly, this is what I'm saying. Shouldn't she be at Albert Einstein levels? Garcelle goes, well, you just got caught her at weird times. Diana goes, yeah, but Kathy too. And then we see Kathy with photos with her eyes closed in a photo posted on Diana's Instagram, which is also the weird thing. It's like you take a bad photo, but usually even if you're drunk, like I'll take a bunch of photos if I'm drunk, but then I also know usually not to post the bad photos. Like, oh, I'm still never drunk enough where I'm like, oh, that looks like pure shit. You know? Diana goes, oh, like Kyle's mortified. Garcelle goes, that's a good point. That's a good point. I know everybody was saying, well, you said actually, I wish I got to know you outside of Sutton. And she's, talking about Diana and Garcelle. And Diana goes, like if she was sitting here, Sutton, none of this would happen. I'm like, what? Like I would not joke about my back to front dress with her. No way. That's me and Garcelle joke. Not me and Sutton joke. She never get front to back joke. No. Garcelle goes, oh, and Diana goes, and then, like now, I just back away from her to see who she really is. And Garcelle goes, good. Is she a malicious person? Or is she? Garcelle goes, misunderstood. Yes. I will say, give her a chance, Garcelle says. Like a good friend. Good friend, Garcelle. Also, malicious, though. Malicious are the kind of people that do like season to say. I don't know. Who knows? Malicious, it takes all kinds. Garcelle in a talking head goes, I'm still trying to figure out, Diana. Wink. So are we, Garcelle. And Garcelle goes, just try. And Diana goes, I will do that. Garcelle in a talking head goes, have I been guarded with Diana? I mean, I didn't start off that way. We get a flashback to 1 month earlier. Diana goes, my behavior at your party was inappropriate, but I can hash it out with you. And Garcelle's like, yeah, absolutely. Garcelle in a talking head goes, we started off on a rocky foot, but maybe there's a soft side to Diana. Diana goes, I'm actually quite excited about Aspen too. And Garcelle goes, are you? Uh-huh. That's my happy place, Aspen, happy place. Garcelle goes, why are you staying at a hotel? And Diana goes, it's for the best, because I need to know where I'm going and environment I'm going to be in. And Garcelle goes, really? And Diana goes, really? And you know what? It served me well. And Garcelle goes, how? This is so weird, but I'm really worried. You're going to be like, leave my house right now because you're weird. You wear back the front house, you weirdo. You leave. And Garcelle's like, oh, go ahead, tell me. So, oh my gosh, I send in Ghostbusters to cleanse the energy. If there's something strange in Diana's past, who are you going to call? Ghostbusters. A Room 23 book that we don't know what it's about. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Do, 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 do. I ain't afraid of no cease and desist. Do, 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 do. How did she meet Asher? Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. So she basically says she sends in energy healers to these places. Garcelle's like an exorcism, and Diana goes, like, they have all kinds of things and they cleanse the energy of entire place. And Garcelle's like, stop it. And Diana laughs and licks her lip. Diana in a talking head goes, I do believe that certain things carry energy. So I bring experienced energy cleansers. Has she ever been in? She goes, I used to bring in unexperienced energy cleansers very bad. Did not know what they were doing. I was like, I will pay the extra $50 for guacamole for the experienced energy cleansers, We get a flashback to a video of Diana's house in Maui at her rental house, and one man is wiping smoking sage back and forth in a vessel while another man reads some sort of proverbs from an energy cleansing ritual book in what sounds like tongues. Juliana has put a note in here, tongues equals non-comprehensive words only understandable to them and their process. I mean, here's my thought when I watch this, is that how much money do you think Diana's been taken for people that are like, hey, Randy, I'm going to need you to act like a energy cleanser, like an experienced one. Just, we're going to buy some sage, just mumble some shit. We're going to get flown out to Hawaii. He's giving us $30,000 for the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like, my God, you know what, think about this. And also, listen, the producer's big fail here. I would have tried to convince Diana of just this once. Let's put you in Kyle's house. You can do your little Ghostbusters there, send them to Kyle's house. That will be a funny scene. But let's see why you need a hotel. Like, Kyle's got a nice Aspen house, and the other Aspen house they have in this is even nicer than Kyle's house. You're telling me you still need a hotel? There's something even weirder than just comfort. Like, she's like, oh, I know what I need. And that's fine. Like, that can be an excuse for most people, right? Like, I know myself. But then it starts to get even weirder when you're dealing with the level of mansions that these people are actually living in. That second Aspen house had 5 rooms just downstairs, had an actual workout room in it, a movie theater, a pool table, all of this shit. And she still needs to stay at a hotel? Well, and also you send an energy cleansers to a fucking Marriott? Like, what do you, I mean, like how, I can't even, by the way, if you're one of Diana's energy cleansers, I would love to interview you for the pod. Diana talking ahead goes, we have a lot of herbs and crystals and stuff that I don't really know, but it works for me. My other question is, does it work for you? You seem very imbalanced as a person just from TV. And I know maybe that's the edit, but you don't seem, from what we see, completely together. Do you guys know what I'm saying, right? Am I speaking out of turn? I'm trying to be sensitive to this, but she doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't seem like holy shit. Like I've never seen an episode so far where I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I need to get a spiritual cleanser. I mean, I see the work that it's done. It's amazing. Diana goes, I was going to go around the world with him to cleanse the world. That was a joke and all that stuff. But Diana, if it truly does work, why don't you do it for the world? Honestly, like, do it. Help us all out. Be kind. Garcelle goes, yeah, by the way, also don't send cease and desist to these podcasts. Send energy healers. Help them cleanse themselves. Cleanse me, Diana. Garcelle goes, first start with our group. And you can see Garcelle's trying to be nice to Diana. Diana's like, next time I'll book my own trip and I'll load you with my full weirdness and all of you. Garcelle goes, I want to see it all. Garcelle and talking to her goes, listen, I've been places, I've done stuff, I buy crystals. We see that she bought that 5-foot amethyst crystal delivered to her home, that'll be protective. We saw that this season. And again, we flashed Dorit showing Rinna, like, Garcelle got me these beautiful, Dorit goes, Garcelle got me this beautiful protective crystal. I don't know why, I feel better with it. Garcelle and talking there goes, do I think Diana's crazy for having Ghostbusters? Absolutely. Do I want to try it? Yeah. And that's kind of how I am, you guys. I think a lot of things are like, but like, yeah, if I can try it for free, I want to try it. Hell yeah. Would I spend my own money on it? No way. No way. Garcelle goes, you are a nut job. And then Diana goes, I will fucking sue you if you don't cut this scene out. You never call me a nut job. No, she goes, I am straight up. Were you ready for this? And Garcelle goes, oh my God. And Diana busts out laughing. New scene, we're at Rinna's house, and Rinna's like, I thought I should just bring this box in because the cameras are here. And Harry's like, oh, is that your mom's box? And Rinna's like, yeah, one of them. I'm just going to put it here. And I think I would just look at something because it made me have a completely mental breakdown the other night. Who knows what's in here? And this was the scene that didn't we see this 2 weeks ago? We were like, oh, this is a drawing that my dad made of me. Anyways, Rinna goes, oh, it's like a little potted fake plant. She goes, oh, I wanted that. Look at that. She always just had it like on her desk. Oh, look, like I was like, couldn't tell if like Lisa was trying to add emotional memories to all of these items, or if she was literally like, I've never seen that fucking thing in my life, but now there's cameras here. So like, oh, it's that little potted flowers that she loves so much. Yes. Oh, I'm so glad it's in here. Yeah. So, like that's what she goes, oh, the girls will love this. They'll love this. So also Rinna, of course, grabbed one of her leopard sweaters, and Harry goes, to add to your collection. That's what I was thinking, Harry. I was like, doesn't Rinna have like 8 billion leopard sweaters? I feel like it's just going to get lost in the mix. And like that, like, how do we even know it's the mom's leopard sweater? Because there's so many leopard sweaters in Rinna's closet. Rinna and I talking, and it goes, there's something about losing your mother that I think is very profound. And I've learned that that's way more painful than I ever would have realized. And then Rinna goes, she pulls out a book. She goes, The Trailside Murders Above the Golden Gate. And Harry's like, oh, that's the guy that, about the guy that attacked your mom. Remember, her mom survived a serial killer attack. And Rinna goes, I didn't know there was a book about it. Well, now you do, Rinna. Rinna in a talking head goes, my mom was attacked by a man that she worked with. We get a flashback to Lois retelling of the story. We've seen this scene so many times. Rinna goes, there's her name in this book. I don't know if I want to look at it. I don't think I could look at it. And Rinna in a talking head goes, my role model was somebody who almost got killed. And I watched her go through life with grace and compassion. But anger has been a very big thing for me going through this grieving process that I would not have expected. And then Rinna goes, whew, I can't read this right now. And then I was like, Rinna, nobody expects you to read a 300-page book in front of the cameras right now. But then I was kind of like, in my silly head, I was like, going to pick like, ooh, look it's John Grisham's The Pelican Brief. Oh, I love this book. Mom loved John Grisham. Oh, here's Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park. Oh, it's a page turner. Oh, look at this. Sorry. Oh, look at this. Game of Thrones by George H.R. Martin. Oh, very cool. So they're going through these things. And there was a nice moment in here where she wrote a sticky tab, the mom did, about what she wanted on her tombstone. And I guess on Lisa Rinna's dad's tombstone, it says, I did it my way, which is in reference, of course, to the Frank Sinatra song, My Way. And hers is going to say, me too. And Harry goes, oh. And Rinna goes, she wrote that herself. We have to save this. This is so cute. I would do that too. In fact, I would actually put that in like a shadow box or like a frame of some sort, because that actually is like a pretty fucking cool memento of your mom saying me too that she wanted on her tombstone. Rinna and I talking, goes, I did it my way. Me too. I think it says it all, doesn't it? And it really does. There's no joke to be made there. Harry says, I know it's a tough time for you on a lot of different levels. And Rinna goes, I'm learning. You just got to feel it, whatever it is. I was talking to my therapist the other day, and she said, what hurts or what hurts more? And that's what you have to say to yourself in life, because it's not like life is just great all the time. No, it's what hurts and what hurts more. And I'm like, I guess. And Harry's like, well, that's kind of a negative way to look at life, though. And Rinna goes, no, I get it, though. No. I get it. It takes the pressure off of trying to be something that you're not and accepting life. And Harry seems completely checked out. He's like, well, it's good to get stuff out. And you can just tell he's on like a solo camping trip in his head. He's like, yeah, I'm climbing up the Rockies. Rinna's like, it's out, honey. Yeah. And Harry goes, I feel sorry you're in a deep funk. You've had a rough six months. And Rinna goes, it's just the way it is. Oh my God. Did you hear my dog snore? It's just, so cute. Anyways, dawn breaks and it's a new day in Beverly Hills at Kyle's house. We see Mauricio putting on his backyard putting green and Kyle's playing ball with one of her dogs, Luna. This backyard, you guys, they've got like a bunch of putting holes back there. This is when you know you're starting to get rich, when you're like, let's have a little piece of a golf course back there. And he's all dressed in like golf out. And Kyle has like a special club with like a golf club. And then if you look, there's like 6 cars in the background and you see somebody walking around the car. Like, I'm like, who's the strange man walking around? Like, they're all like Mercedes cars. This is in their backyard. And it's like, and then you also see like a tiny, like what I guess is like a doghouse, but it's built, it looks like Erica's pool shack that they always cut to with Erica. Cause then they're like, can I live in your, and then I was like, maybe that is Erica's house. Like maybe we don't know. Maybe that's the way we never see the front of it because it's on Kyle's property and it would be embarrassing. You know, maybe this is Kyle's house. I'm saying maybe this is Erica's house, this dog house. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's why we've never seen the front because, you know, then it would give away that it's at Kyle's. But I think Erica might like, and by the way, I'm not shaming that because I saw that and I was like, I could fit so comfy cozy in there. Like, dude, I could podcast out there. Mauricio would be putting. I'd be like, don't mind me. Let me know if I'm making too much noise, that kind of thing. So Mauricio was like, hi, honey. Like they literally seem like they have the perfect life now. Kyle's like, look what I have. And she has a brand new putter. And Mauricio's like, you going to practice with me? And Kyle's like, yeah, let me putt. And Mauricio's like, let's see it. Aim it right here. I think they might be doing sexual flirties, but I don't know, mate. And so I don't know. They're hitting the balls. It's golf, whatever. Who cares? Um, but I will say once again, Mauricio is that guy that he just plays ball. He just says yes and all the time. Like most guys will be like, "Oh, let me play with you," and be like, "No, fuck, I'm playing golf by myself. Leave me alone." Like a lot of guys are assholes like that. But Mauricio's like, "Oh, let's see what you got. See what you got, Toots." Anyways, golf's stupid. No offense. I just don't know how to play it. Even though I am a man, I'm a bad boy of podcasting. So Kyle goes, "Can I talk to you about Aspen for a sec?" And Mauricio's like, "Sure." And Kyle's like, "Did you hear back from the plane people? Is that all set?" And Kyle's like, Mauricio's like, "The plane is super set. We've got a great plane." And Kyle's like, "Okay." And Mauricio's like, "You realize I'm going to have to come with you, right? There's no way I'm letting you go to Aspen to that house with such amazing ski conditions." That's another rich person thing. And it's another thing where I'm like, how does the agency actually work? I think maybe like I should be a realtor. And by the way, I am recapping all of Selling the OC, which is a real estate show on the Patreon. And I said the other day, I think I could be it seems like they work very little. Like Mauricio can just drop everything and just go up and because of good ski conditions, like week of, and he's running like a global real estate agency called the agency. How does it like, is he like a figurehead? Is he like Mickey Mouse and he actually just like, "Hey kids," but he doesn't really do anything? Like, how does he have all this? How is he playing mini putt-putt in his backyard? Like, there's so much mystery. How's he able to smoke so much weed? How's he able to do anything? Like, I look at people like Mauricio, I'm like, where did I go wrong in life? He looks like everything's easy going and cool. He doesn't seem like he has any problems. And I'm sure he does, but he always play like, you can tell, like, if I'm usually just in my bedroom, but if you see me out, you're like, "Oh, that guy looks like he's pretty down." That guy looks hard on his luck, But Mauricio's always like, "Yeah, man, let's fire up the old planes." I don't know, it makes me mad. So Mauricio goes, "I'm gonna go on the girls' trip. That'll be fun." And Kyle goes, "Yep. Plus, I'll need you to walk Storm at night because I'm scared of the bears." And Mauricio's like, "You are scared of bears. I'll walk Storm." And this was the other thing. I was like, wait, how many don't they have another dog running around here? What about their new dog they just got? Whatever that guy's name was, Freddie. I don't know even what the dog that they were just fawning over a couple weeks ago. Why does Storm did Storm get win a contest? Like, how does Storm get to go to Aspen, but the other dogs have to stay behind? Kyle, if you're listening, I actually do want to know that. Like, do you try to give each of the dogs like a private plane trip? Like, do you spread the wealth? Is it like when, like, I have a niece and nephew, and my dad will take my niece out sometimes for lunch, and then I'll take my nephew out the next time to make it even? Like, do you do that with the dogs? Is it like Storm's? Storm's like, Storm loves Aspen. Storm's a world-class skier. Kyle and Antagnea goes, "When I was dating Mauricio, we used to go skiing in Vail because growing up, he and his family had a home there. But when we started going to Aspen, we just fell in love with it." That's another thing, because they weren't super rich back then, but they were rich enough to fall in love with places like Aspen. That's another, it's like I fall in love with places like Target. Like you're like, I fell in love with the Old Navy at the Beverly Center. Like these people are like falling in love with Aspen. And then she goes, and then finally in May of 2019, we finally bought our first home in Aspen. And they show family pics of skiing, all, cute pics of them growing up. And then the house they purchased looks great. Kyle goes, "We still haven't fixed that outside on the patio. That's annoying." And Maurice goes, "Well, the leak that happened? No." And Kyle's like, "Kathy's going to be like, what's this plastic hanging here?" And Maurice goes, "Well, we can't fix it till the spring." You see how easy he is? Easy going with that problem. He's like, "Well, can't do anything about it till the spring." When, somebody else would be like, "Well, I don't know. I can't fix it until the spring." He's like, "Well, can't fix it till the spring." Kyle and talking there goes, "I actually love the fact that this house isn't that big." By the way, bigger than any of the houses we've ever lived in, you guys. We don't love having a ton of guests. So we can always say, "We're so sorry we don't have the space, but there's a great hotel right up the street." And Diana Jenkins is like, "Good, because that's where I would stay anyways. I'm going to send my Ghostbusters." So it's 4 bedrooms, 4.5 baths. And Kyle goes, "Oh my gosh, I saw the link for the house that the agency is going to set the other ladies up in." And Mauricio goes, "Do you love that? It's going to be amazing, right?" And Kyle goes, "I got a chef for them too." And Mauricio goes, "Oh, good. Yeah, that house is, And Kyle's like, yeah, they're going to have a chef. We're not going to even have a chef, but I figured because they're not staying with us. And Mauricio's like, that's one of my favorite homes in Aspen where they're staying. And Kyle's like, yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. That's the other thing. How does Mauricio have a favorite home in Aspen? He has his own home in Aspen. How does he have a favorite? Like, where do these people have some sort of time portal where they get to live 4 days in one day? Because like you have a home in Aspen. You probably stayed in hotels in Aspen, but you also have a favorite home in Aspen that you're sending all these other, like, how is any of this possible? Do you know what I'm saying? Please, somebody that's rich and well off, teach me your scheduled ways. I need to know. I can't even get out of bed most days. So next we're to PK and Dorit. And Dorit's like, oh God, PK, I can barely even. And PK's, you're so tired, huh? You want any help? And Dorit's like, I'm just pulling up some stuff, just packing. So Erica, Rita, and Kyle are going to stay at Kyle's house. Beep boop, 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 boop. And then I'm going to stay in the house with Sutton, Garcelle, Crystal, and Sheree. By the way, I totally forgot about Sheree Zampino. Like, she started off so strong and then like kind of just fizzled out. Like, are we not going to really get to know her? And Drew's like, Diana actually got her own hotel room. Which now that I'm thinking about it, I was like, Diana actually got her own hotel. The whole hotel. PK goes, you're not staying with Kyle? And you could tell PK's worried, like, hey, we've got to be really in with them, huh? Huh? Please, you got to stay with Kyle. I gave Mo a Versace belt. Come on, man. You got to stay with Kyle. Come on. Please don't tell me you're on the outside, Kyle. Please. We got to keep them as friends. Please. Do we got to have another trip with Punta Mita with them, please? And Rick goes, no, because Kyle only has 3 bedrooms. But truthfully, Sutton and Erica are not great. We have to be in 2 separate houses, so it's fine. You know, I'm cool. I wish PK was like, it's not cool to me. You fucking get in that house or you don't come back here. Dorit and they're talking there goes, I always stay with Kyle. I love staying with Kyle. But you know what? There were so many people that were vying to stay at Kyle's house. So I decided to be the good friend and let them have their first choice. And I really didn't care where I stayed. Dorit in this moment reminds me, and I think you guys all know what I'm about to say, Mother Teresa. I've never seen a lady be so giving because everybody was buying for Kyle's Aspen house. And Dorit goes, no, please. Let the lepers stay there. I will stay in this other mansion. I'll take a bullet for the team. Bee-boo, bee-boo. Mommy, it's me, Jagaloo. Will you pack me in your luggage? Of course I will, Jagaloo. Dorit goes, you know, you live this moment and you go through all these emotions, right? And I know that I'm going to be okay. And you guys, I was like, what is she talking about? And then I realized she was talking about the burglary. But like, it was after this. So I honestly, I was confused. I was like, what? And the work I'm doing to try to get stronger and feel better and less jumpy and all of that, I don't want to block anything out. We get a flashback to the therapy from 2 months earlier. Very intense. And Dorit goes, I want to go through whatever emotions I have to go through because I feel like if I go through them, then I feel them. And then I know how to process it. Which, I mean, makes sense to me. It makes way more sense than how Rina processes emotions. And then PK goes, you're unusual, but you're embracing it and actually addressing it. It's probably going to heal, or lead to healing you quicker. I love PK going, you're unusual. You're a fucking nut, but you're my nut. Oh, you're my I love Lucy. I'm Desi in Punta Mita. So Dorit goes, I have really good days, and then I have something that triggers me, and I go into a complete state of panic. We have a couple flashbacks of Dorit saying that she had bad night's sleep. Dorit goes, so anyway, I'm off to Aspen. You're off to London. And PK goes, yep, but don't call me in the middle of night in London. And Dorit goes, I can't promise you that. And PK goes, saying, hey, come and get me, PK. Everything's terrible. And Dorit goes, I can't promise that. Well, you did that in Mexico in Punta Mita. And Dorit goes, I know, and you didn't come get me. And PK is like, because I was drinking and didn't want to get a Dewey. A D-U? No, he goes, I didn't. PK goes, I didn't come get you because I knew you'd be okay. But I'm in London this time. It's not that easy to come get you in Aspen. And Dorit goes, honey, you should be able to come from Mars to come and get me if I need you. Dorit, truly, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. And BK goes, honey, if you need me, I'll come and get you. This is a very beautiful, lovely scene and all, but I do want to point out, where will the kids be? PK's in yeah, you're in London. I'm going to be in Aspen. And Jack Lou's like, where are me and Phoenix going to be, mommy? We're going to leave you a box of checks. You're going to grow up real quick this weekend. You're going to be a man. Take care of your little sister. Here's a slab of meat. Learn how to work the grill, son. So we pop back over to Kyle's house on the putting green. And Kyle's like, Dorita's supposedly staying in the other house with the girls. And Mauricio's like, right, yeah. Like, once again, he's just like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, right. Cool. Very cool. And Mauricio goes, well, I hope she does. Cool. Hopefully she'll be comfortable and just be able to stay there. Like what? She's not gonna run around like fucking Home Alone, Macaulay Culkin, like and Kyle's like, I'm kind of questioning this. I mean, she was nervous at her house in La Quinta in a gated community. And she goes, La Quinta. Mauricio goes, what she's dealing with is so difficult. I totally understand. And this is so stupid. This is like girl stuff. But it's crazy. Mauricio, both Garcelle and Sutton unfollowed Erica on Instagram. And they show a headline from Screen Rant that says, Garcelle Bouvet and Sutton Strack unfollow Erica Jane on IG. And Kyle goes, that sounds so silly. And like, guys don't do that. But I can tell you, when a woman does that, there's a reason. And it sends a big message. I gotta tell, I don't unfollow people, but I will say, when I've seen a couple of people unfollow, Heather Gay unfollowed me. I talk about that all the time. Cut me to my core. Still hurts me. In fact, I did a meme this week, you guys, of this picture of her from the with the sty eye that I was talking about, and I did the emoji because it looks like a winking emoji. This Heather Gay face, and somebody tagged Heather Gay in it, and she like said, oh, to the lady, she liked her comment, but she didn't like the post. She didn't follow me. So she must be like, that bastard, whatever I did to her, which is just, I think, make fun of her friend, Jen Shaw, the criminal. Anyways, but I was like, anyways, like a girl, I was very hurt by that. Like I felt like Erica Jane being unfollowed by Sutton Strack when Heather Gay did that. And I will tell you, I say this all the time, but anybody that follows me, I'm automatically always waiting for the unfollow. Like, I know it all. I know everybody. Like, I have like 50,000. I have a lot of followers now, and I know every single one of them will abandon me one day. I'm fully a glass half empty guy. You guys know me. Like, all of you won't even be listening probably in a month. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to take care of me? Will you guys promise to stay with me forever? Please, please. So, oh my God, you know who followed me on Twitter this week? And I was so, like, you have those people that you're like, if this person ever follows me, it will make me really happy. And then they follow you and it makes you happy, but then you're immediately miserable about something else. Like, that's just how life works. But Ira Madison, the host of Keep It, and like just an amazing writer all around, like, he followed me on Twitter, and I was just so I was like, but I got to tell you, like, this every day since and I usually don't do this anymore. Every day since, I check to see if he's unfollowed me yet, because I expect it every day. Because I say a lot of, you guys know, I say a lot of dumb jokes and a lot, just pop off like that. And so I'm like, I'm waiting for it every day, because I'm in my head, I've already experienced the loss. How dark is that? With Ira, I'm already like, and I don't know this guy personally. I just know his work. I'm a fan, and in my head, he's already unfollowed me, even though he still follows me. But I'm already like, I understand why he had unfollowed me. How weird is that? I wonder what Rena's therapist would do with that. Help me through that. Anyways, Kyle in a talking head goes, I didn't know Garcelle unfollowed me until I was scrolling on Instagram. We see that thing from 1 year earlier last season where Kyle had her bandaged non-nose job from the movie Halloween. And she goes, for some reason, she unfollowed me after the last time we all spoke. Kyle and I talking head goes, it's so ridiculously stupid at our age that we're even having this conversation. But if they unfollow you, they are making a statement. I mean, it is truly, I mean, that's what scares me is that even at this age and older, it's still, like that's what just so scares me. What if I live to 80 and I'm 80 and I'm like, oh my God, is Ira Madison going to unfollow me? Like, what if I'm still this fucking big of a loser, And by the way, Diana's lawyers, if you're listening, please let Diana know that I'm very self-deprecating about myself as well. And I like to poke fun at myself. Thank you, Diana's lawyers. So Mauricio goes, well, I have a prediction that this trip is going to be, and Kyle goes, don't say that, zip, zip, zip. And Mauricio goes, I want to have fun. I'm going to stay out of everything. You can just tell he's like, I'm going to smoke my special weed, going to whack off when you girls are fighting, just chill out. Like Mauricio goes, I want to have fun. I'm going to stay out of everything. Well, once again, what about working? Do you work at Mauricio shouldn't be like, I want to have fun. It's like, I also got to work really hard. I've got like a worldwide company right now. So we're 2 days before Aspen. We're at Crystal's house and Crystal's like, you ready, superstar? And she's talking to her husband, Rob. This is a fun fact. I don't know if you guys knew about this. I found this out this week. Her husband, Rob, is the director of the movie The Lion King. And it's a fun fact. It's a Disney movie. It's an animated film about this little guy, this little Simba lion. And he's the director of that. Great fun fact. So her housekeeper, Lucy, is helping Crystal pack. Listen, this is fun. It's a cute packing scene. I got to tell you though, man. So like the Crystal eating disorder scene, even though at the end of each episode, they put up the, like, if you are having an eating disorder and they give a number to call, it's actually really very cool that they do that. But like Crystal's taking a real back seat this season. I don't want to say again, like maybe Crystal is too normal and level-headed for this show. I say this every week. And I don't mean that as a negative thing because that probably means she's going to have the best life out of all of them. But you guys know what I'm saying. So anyways, we're over at Sutton's house. She's preparing for the trip with her assistant, Joshua. And Sutton's like, I think we're going to need 2 suitcases for sure. I say, you guys, this is the first time I think I've heard Joshua speak. It makes more sense now. I didn't realize Joshua was Southern as well. And Joshua was like, well, I think you're going to need 1 suitcase just for that Silva thing. And I was like, no wonder they literally talk alike. This whole time I thought I thought Joshua had like a nondescript accent. He has a Southern accent. No wonder they're so close. So Sutton's holding up this silver iridescent puffer jacket by Dolce & Gabbana. Oh my God. Juliana put in the price here, runs $3,395. Juliana and everybody at home, I shit you not, I think I saw a puffer like that at Old Navy with like $30. $30. They also have it like orange and stuff, like ugly orange, but $30. Oh man, Sutton's like, well, see if you can make this very small into a ball and pack it up. And Josh was like, okay. And Sutton's like, well, I mean, I'm just real excited about this sitch. Meanwhile, Joshua is mashing the puffer jacket into a ball and placing it in the suitcase where it takes up the entire space. And Sutton's like, oh no, it's inflating. I say, oh no. And Joshua laughs and goes, oh, it looks like an air mattress. I say, and Sutton goes, all right, pack. I love that they sound alike. At Garcelle's house, she's packing with her assistant, Taz. I love Taz. And they FaceTime Cherie Zampino. And Garcelle's like, oh, hey, Miss Cherie. Hi, Mama. And Cherie's like, girl, I'm struggling. I couldn't find my wigs. You got to see this. She pans over and the bed is a mess. It looks like there's wigs and a bomb, clothes everywhere. Garcelle gets a kick out of that. Garcelle's like, I'm ready as I'm going to be. Are you ready? And Cherie's like, not even close. And Garcelle goes, well, I'm going to tell you, at the disco party, I was hot about Erica. Cut to 3 days earlier. Erica's like, you can make yourself look like a liar right now. And Garcelle's like, okay, so now you're calling me a liar? It makes it feel like you have some ulterior motive. You just wanted me to have a problem. Garcelle goes, you having a problem doesn't change my life in one single way. Garcelle goes, I didn't want anything to do with her. I don't want to talk to her. I don't want anything to do with her. She could be on fire and I've got no water to throw on her. And Sheree goes, you gotta at least spit on her. And then they both laugh. That was actually a dark conversation. One day before Aspen, the phone is ringing at Crystal's house where Crystal is FaceTiming Garcelle at 11:45 a.m. Crystal goes, hi, where are you? And Garcelle goes, girl, at work. Where am I always? And Crystal's like, I don't know, maybe at your house by the power plant. And Crystal goes, are you excited for Aspen? And Garcelle shrugs. And Crystal goes, oh, I know. So this is what makes me a little nervous about the trip, Garcelle. Do you read TMZ? Did you read about Erica this morning? We see a headline from Reality Blurb. Erica Jane refuses to hand over $750,000 diamond earrings after trustee learns Tom Girardi bought them for her with client money. Guys, this is back in January. We're still dealing with this. The earrings have still not been given back. Think about that for a second. Next time you want to feel tons of sympathy for Erica Jane. Garcelle goes, I had just read about it because we're talking about it on the show, on The Real. And Crystal goes, you are? And Garcelle goes, yeah, because hello, we do pop culture. We do news. It's my job. Crystal goes, I know, but I wonder if like you can get out of it because you're friends with her. And Garcelle goes, oh, I tried. And then the producer goes, do you have anything else to say? And I'm like, I'm going on a trip with her. Garcelle and I talking head goes, do I have to go out there and say how I feel on my show? Absolutely. But this episode of The Real will not air before the Aspen trip. So I hope we can have a good time until she finds out. And Crystal goes, the article says she has $750,000 earrings. And Garcelle goes, yes. And Crystal goes, that was paid from his company, right? That's what it is. And Garcelle goes, that's exactly what it is. Crystal goes, that's a lot of money. That would pay a lot of the victims. If those earrings were paid from the company, they need to go back. And Garcelle goes, yeah, it will. And Crystal goes, period. But by the way, there's no way she's going to think that none of us know. I mean, it just pops up on your phone and it's right there. And you're talking on the show. It's very public. Once again, I want to point out, guys, sometimes there is just right and wrong. She needs to give them back. Once again, like this isn't a delicate situation. There's not a lot of nuance. Give them back. Crystal on a talking head goes, one lesson I've learned about Erica last year is she's gross. No, she goes, if she wants to share, let her share. And if she doesn't, don't push it. 4 months ago during the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion, Crystal going, if Rob did this to me, I guess, where's your anger towards your husband? And Erica goes,
Where do you think it is? You don't think I have it because you haven't seen it? Or I haven't shown enough fucking anger here today? Am I angry now enough for you?
And Garcelle goes, I'll see you on the plane, Crystal. And Crystal goes, okay, honey, talk soon. Bye. Next scene brings us to the big day. We're at the airport, private jet field. Everyone's loading up on the BJ. Erica in a talking head goes,
everyone knows this. Aspen is for the elite.
Then I was like, well, you better sit this one out then, babe. She goes,
it's beautiful. It's quaint. It's luxurious. And I get dick there all the time. Dick, dick, dick. No, it's everything for people who've made it where they want to be. I've been to Aspen a million fucking times. I've flown in on my own plane.
And she sneers in the talking head, you guys. Erica, gross. Like, when you say that, like, what in Erica's head does she think she's portraying? Like, does she think we're still at a point where, and I'm a dude, so maybe I don't, but like, are women like, oh my God, I still want to be like Erica. She's been to Aspen a million times on her own plane. She's so elite. Oh my God. So elite. Kyle on the plane is like, sit wherever. I didn't designate, which like, hey, Diana, did you hear that? The pilot introduces himself. He's like, I'm Brandon. Lamont will be up front with me. Don will be in back taking care of you guys. If we can get you guys anything, let us know and we're ready to go. And Renna goes, oh, I see we have a whole smorgasbord back there. I loved how Renna said smorgasbord. She had the stroke face. I can have a whole smorgasbord back there. Kyle goes, you guys, champagne. Cheers, everybody. And Kyle's like, my husband's here. And Garcelle goes, do we get to share him? And Kyle's like, he loves a girls trip. He's used to all girls in our house. So the plane takes off. Kyle goes, Kathy's coming from New York. Nikki Hilton, her daughter, was there. And Garcelle goes, I was wondering. And Kyle goes, so my niece Nikki sent me a text going, we're dropping Kathy off at the airport. Trying to make a connection is like leaving an infant on a curb. That is funny. It's got to be like, we have the package. We have Kathy Hilton. We've got her. We've got eyes on Kathy. It really does seem like it must be hard to get Kathy places. Sutton to Garcelle goes, wait until you do this descent and see how you feel. I say, that's why I took a Dramamine, Garcelle. Erica to anyone goes,
Anybody want an aspirin?
Sutton to Garcelle goes, well, no, I saged ma. And Shree's like, I'm at total peace, ladies. Garcelle to Sutton goes, if I could, I would have brought holy water. I would have brought that too. Crystal to Diana goes, I'm a little mad that you have your own place, Diana, but if shit goes down, I'm going the other way. And Diana goes, ha 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 ha. I put my clothes on the right way today. Thank you, Ghostbusters. Diana goes, they'll be running down on your butt. I don't know what she meant by that. Like, but if shit goes down, I'm going the other way. They'll be running down on your butt. I don't want to even guess what that could mean because I don't want to get in any trouble. Kyle goes, okay, guys, we're about to land soon. I just want to go over a couple things with you. So tomorrow, either snowmobile or ski, which could be really fun. The following day, we can go shopping in town at the beautiful stores. Some of you know. Erica will leave you at home for that. You know, we know with the money. Anyway, so tonight, because you know some of us will be tired, you know, because of the altitude, we will have a barbecue at my house. It's our favorite place in the whole world, and I'm so excited to share it with you. Kyle and I talking head goes, this trip is just what the doctor ordered because it's impossible to not feel happy when you're there. And Kyle goes, buckle up, biatches. Don't you feel like we've gone past biatches as a culture? Like, I feel like a couple years ago, biatches was like, we all said biatches all the time, but I feel like we're past it. Oh my God, you guys, I'm 2 hours in and I've got so long to go. Oh, do you hate me or are you enjoying this? Don't say you hate me, folks. Okay. We're here in Aspen. They land in Aspen, Colorado, elevation 7,908 feet. Everyone debarks into the waiting vans, taking them and their luggage to their respective lodgings. Juliana, you're knocking it out of the park with this description. Erica was like,
the fucking jet was good. The fucking jet wasn't good to my hair.
And Kyle's like, your fake horsehair? And Kyle's like, everyone line up for a picture. Tighten up, everybody, smile. And we saw this picture on Kyle's Instagram when they first took it. In the picture, Sutton, Garcelle, Dorit, Crystal, Cherie in the van. Garcelle goes, oh my God, look at the houses down there. And Crystal's like, those are probably $10 million. And Garcelle's like, what? Get out of here on this road? In the Rinna, Diana, Erica, Kyle, Storm, the dog van. Erica's like,
Diana, can you buy us a place here?
and Diana's like, yes. And Erica's like,
thank you.
But this is what I said earlier. Erica does shit like all this all the time. Just like throws out little things like,
Diana, can I have some walking around money? I'm Erica Jane. Diana, can you split Amazon Prime with me, please?
like she just says these things and like under the guise of a joke, but it's never funny. But it's like, it's out there of like, buy me shit, you know? It's weird. So Garcelle goes, oh my God, look at the skiers. We really are in Aspen. Garcelle, where did you think they like took you somewhere else and they lied to you? She goes, I will not be on any of those skis. Diana goes, you guys can drop me off here. And Renee goes, let's make sure you're set and safe. and Erica's like,
and let me hold on to your pocketbook.
And Kyle's like, your stuff is already here, right? You definitely don't need a ride. And Diana goes, no, I'm sure. Like, I have people, as I said. This is like another mysterious thing. I know she's had people and we saw them at the beginning of the season. They show up ahead of time. Obviously, the Ghostbusters are there. It's a little embarrassing at a certain point. And it is, I hate to say it, like, I think the money could be invested or even just given to charities better than this. Like, you know, like, and if so, like, show me the whole process. Like I said, show me all the footage. I want to see everything that this person does. And like, or are they just putting you on like, oh, I did this and this and this. And we actually just see the girl check in and just lay down on the bed and then just throw some clothes. And she's like, oh my God, it took me all day, Diana. Oh, good. Look right in there. Oh my God. Like, what if Diana just doesn't even know how things work anymore? So she has no clue. She's like, oh my God, you built this bathroom yourself? It's like the hotel's bathroom, you know? So Diana just mysteriously gets dropped off and, we see a bunch of skiers, beautiful mountains, horse-drawn carriages, quaint town. They arrive at Kyle's house, and Kyle's like, Rinna has to pee badly, of course. Oh man, wouldn't you love it? Like, by the way, and that's the thing also for the YouTubers out there, the other picture I have back here is Rinna with her Depends, selling Depends. Rinna, if you got a wee so bad, use the product that you were a spokeswoman for all those years ago, Depends. And by the way, I'd like to say right now, I'm Ryan Bailey for Depends. when I do a 4-hour podcast, I can't take the time to get up. And that's why I piss myself with Old Navy Depends. These are some of the cheapest, nicest looking Depends you'll ever see. They look like khakis and they feel quite nice on my tush. No, sorry, I had this picture up because earlier this week, Rena, going off on social media like wahoo. She's like, I was Lisa Rinna before Housewives, and I'll be fucking Rinna after, which is like, no shit. We'll be who we are our whole lives. And I was like, you mean the Rinna before Housewives that sold Depends, which she got $1 million for it. Listen, I would sell. Well, I will eventually use Depends. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll sell Depends, but it's just funny when somebody tries to act like they're like above everything and they're just not. So Rinna's got a piss, probably poop. Rinna goes, oh my God, we're not fine. Kyle's like, let's go inside before we, don't fall on the black ice, you guys. But I bet Erica's like,
What if I fell on the black ice? Can I sue the agency? Huh, interesting.
like I wonder if Erica's always doing like looking like for like little slips that she could like,
Kathy, you spilled water. I slipped. I threw out my hip. Now I can never do Chicago ever again on Broadway. You owe me $8,000.
So everybody's like, ooh, Kyle, your place. Oh my God. It's so chic. Erica's like,
This is so precious.
Erica, this is so what the fuck is that? It almost sounds like kind of like snotty. You live in a pool house. Kyle's like, in the summer, I hear the river because the river's right here. And everybody's like, woo. Anyways, it's fine. As they arrive at the other rented house, this place is palatial, you guys. Garcelle goes, I heard this house is supposed to be really cool. Jenny, the house manager, greets them. She's like, welcome, I'm Jenny. And it's like, hi. The place has an elevator, and house was completed in 2018. All custom woodwork is from Europe. I don't get shit like that. It's like, what? Why can we not do American custom woodwork? Are we not good woodworkers here in America? Why does it got to be custom woodwork in Europe? I feel like that would just make it more expensive. We've got to have a kick-ass woodworker in America. See, I'm already killing it in the real estate game because I'm like, you know what? I'm going to save us $1 million right here. I know a kick-ass woodworker that'll do custom America woodwork. Jenny goes, this is the master up here. And Crystal screeches, jumps on the bed. She's like, I think this room is claimed. We're back at Kyle's on the outdoor deck. And Eric's like,
do you think it's a good idea to take these lights down now?
And Kyle's like, yeah, these cannot be here. It's like Christmas lights left up. And Eric's like, hold on. Okay. And Kyle's like, those can stay up. Those have to stay. Anyways, at the Aspen house, Jenny's like, welcome to the downstairs. And this is where it has 5 bedrooms, home gym, entertainment area, wine cellar. Awesome. In fact, it's so awesome that I'm like, why are we going to Kyle's at all? Like everything should be at this house. We're back on Kyle's outdoor deck, and Eric's like,
here you go.
And Kyle's like, thank you, as she grabs the string of lights.
Not a problem. That'll be $400. I'm a handyman. Erica, the handyman. Will you recommend me on LinkedIn?
Rena goes, Kyle, this is so cute. I can't even stand it. Then don't stand it, Rena. I don't. Mauricio's just lugging stuff into the house, drops bags, boxes on the kitchen counter. Kyle's like, so you went to the pet store and the liquor store? And Mauricio's like, yeah. Once again, where is Mauricio getting all of this time? He's going to a pet store. He's going to a liquor store, runs a company. Like, something's, I'm just going to say it. I think this man has control of time and space. Erica goes, where's the dog? And Mauricio's like, downstairs. And Renee goes, I love it here, Kyle. It's so delicious. I am so over people calling things delicious that aren't food. You know what's delicious? Food. Food is delicious. You know what's not delicious? Houses. Black and white here, you guys. Erica goes,
it is delicious. And so is this charcuterie.
And then she shoves a big fucking fistful of ham in her gullet. Meanwhile, back at the rich house, Jenny's like, and this is Chef Tallow in the kitchen. I'm sure you girls are hungry. And Garcelle's like, hi, Chef Tallow. And so he has snacks prepared. It looks great. We're back at Kyle's, and Kathy saunters in. He's like, hi, honey, how are you? And she looks all frazzled. And Eric's like, hi. And Kathy's like, you look very cozy. And Eric's like,
let me give you a quick little hug.
And Rena's like, Hi, Kathy. Nice to see you. And Kathy's like, I've had 3 hours of sleep in 4 days. I've been on the biggest coke bender of all. No, and she goes, Rena goes, no, you haven't, Kathy. Well, we need to get you to bed. Rena, that's another thing that annoys me about Rena. 1001 thing is she's always that we got to get you to bed, Rena. It's that over sincere. Oh, well, no, you didn't get a little shut eye. Well, let's get you to bed. Um, and then Kyle sees that Kathy's wearing slippers and she's like, those are your shoes? You went to the airport like that? And Kathy's like, yeah. And Kyle's like, what if people recognize you? And Kathy's like, they don't. And Kyle goes, yeah, they do. And Kyle's like, well, no, I wear a mask. Oh, my safe COVID queen. And Kyle's like, no, well, people will still can tell. And Kathy sets her pillows down, go, beautiful here. And Rena goes, isn't this so cozy and yummy? Once again, it's not yummy. It's not yummy is the charcuterie tray, Lisa. Kathy goes, and it smells so good, Kyle. Kyle on the talking head's like, why hasn't Kathy ever been to your house in Aspen? And Kyle's like, I don't like my sister. No, she goes, I mean, only had this house for 3 years. This is the first time I invited her. And then she goes, I mean, it's not like it's a big house. She can afford a hotel. And she laughs. Kyle takes Kathy downstairs to one of the most glamorous rooms I've ever seen in the world. It has 4 bunk beds in it. Listen, I'm a bad boy. I love a bunk bed, and I'm talking, I'll take top bunk, you guys. I'll take top bunk. I'm a bad boy. You think I'm scared about falling off? No way. And if I do, I've got a lot of cushion to cushion the fall. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't fucking care. I'll take top bunk. That's not even a thing. So Kathy's like, well, okay, it's fun. And Kyle's like, these beds, the girls even love, these are the comfiest beds in this place. They look just like bunk beds. And which I kept thinking, wouldn't it be funny if it was like a race, like a little kid's race car bed, It's like, I'm telling you, Kathy, this is the comfiest race car bed you've ever seen in your life. Kathy climbs into the bottom bunk. She's like, well, I kind of like this. And already I'm thinking about when Kathy explained, like she was like on her iPad with Rick, when all this shit goes down and like, get me out of here. She's in that tiny bunk bed, which would, I think, make anybody upset. So the camera shows Erica trying to control her big grin because she thinks it's funny. They designated Kathy with bunk beds. Hey, guess what? Kathy's never been so rude that she kind of giggles when she sees all the bullshit that you and your husband have been up to, Erica. Kathy goes, yeah, I'm fine here. So what's the plan tonight? And Kyle's like, we're cooking. It's going to be cozy. And Kathy's like, oh, I like that. And Kyle's like, we're going to have so much fun. Are you going to ski, Kathy? And Kathy's like, my knee's bothering me a bit, so I probably won't. And Kyle goes, Kathy skis like this with her poles out. And it's like her arms are outstretched. And Kathy's like, I get bad because my ear. And Erica's like, what's wrong with your ear? Well, when I hear people whizzing by me, I get nervous and I ski fast. So I put my poles out like this, which just is, come on, that's Charlie Chaplin comedy right there. You bump into Kathy, like just trying to get skiers to wreck because she's scared. That's hysterical. Rena goes, for what reason? And Kathy goes, to get people scared of me so they don't bump into me. And Rena goes, oh, so they don't run into you. That works, putting your poles out like this. And Kathy goes, I scare people, don't I? And Kyle goes, mm-hmm. And Kathy goes, I do. And I shit you not, you guys, you'll see a look if you watch closely that Erica gives Rena in this of like crazy Kathy. And I'm like, once again, Erica, think about who you're talking about and take a big old look in that funhouse mirror in your pool house. You have no right to be giving goofy looks to Rena. Like, by the way, and also Rena is like Tweedledum and Tweedle shit, bird. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I mean, like weird looks. You guys should be getting the weirdest looks of all time. Even fucking Storm the dog is like, these yokels? Like, come on. Rena and talking to goes, I don't think I've ever seen that before. And Kathy's like, and if I have to smack them a little bit, I will. And Rena goes, oh. We're at Diana's hotel suite. Her stylist, Leah, is dressing Diana in her coat like a little kid. It's literally like that scene from A Christmas Story when they're like putting the kid in the car, like, I can't move, mommy. And Leah's like, let's get you out the door. And Diana's like, why do I feel like baby? I can't dress myself. Well, because Diana, that's how you set your life up to be treated like a baby. Diana, they're talking, goes, I'll be first to admit I'm high maintenance. Yes, Diana, we know. But this is a point that Juliana writes in the notes here. If she comes from such a dramatic, poor background, how did she get to this extreme? She went from that, like one extreme to another. Most people grow up, if they have to work hard to do everything by themselves, if they are this strong Bosnian woman, they usually remain humble and hardworking. And you know what I'm saying? Throughout their entire lives. But Diana seems completely ridiculous on another planet with the pampering and the Ghostbusters and all of that. Like, it wasn't like, when I grew up in Bosnia, we always had Ghostbusters, but they were unexperienced. Now I can afford experience, you know? So we also get a flashback of the La Quinta with Leah arriving and setting everything up, where she's like, Diana doesn't like to have her back towards the door. She likes her back against a wall. Just like these made up weird rules. And then in Punta Mita, Leah's like, can I have the windows open and the doors to get air in here? Is there a long hanging place for dresses? Can you make the closet taller? Also, what can you make the closet taller? Like, what do you think, Leah? Do you think you can make the closet taller? Diana Tiger goes, I'm very happy I'm staying in the hotel. I'm protecting them from me. And here's the other, like that line was very, I'm protecting them from me, which two things I think about. One, is Diana a werewolf? Like, seriously, is she a wolf? Like, maybe it's a full moon. Maybe she's like, I protect them from me. I need to be locked into a separate room because I wolf out, because that could be, and then it's like kind of noble because she's like, I don't want to hurt anybody. Secondly, though, I'm protecting them from me. It's like, does she? Like, I want to see that Diana. It's like, I'm feeling that Diana is the cease and desist kind of girl, is that she freaks the fuck out. And she's probably really scary. And we're not really seeing that on the show. Anyways, Leah's like, bye. And Diana's like, enjoy. Like, what does Leah do when she leaves? Like, what is this? Like, I want to know what all these assistants do. Okay, so everybody's arriving at Kyle's. Dorit's like, you've got good boots, Garcelle. And Renee's like, Dorit is here. And Dorit's like, I'm here. And Renee goes, hi, girls. And Garcelle goes, this is cute. And Sheree goes, this is beautiful. And Renee goes, I'm going to go and change my clothes. I'm going to go and take my devil's tail off. I'll be back. And Mauricio's like, all right, so I'm going to start cooking. Diana arrives Diana arrives. I would love it if, like, before Diana arrives, like a full security team comes into Kyle's house and, like, just checks all it out and like, okay. Diana, you can come in. Okay, I'm here now. Let's go. It's cold outside. Let's go. Diana goes, I already had nosebleed here. And Garcelle goes, you did? And Diana goes, oh yeah. Nosebleeds. Mauricio outside on the deck is getting the barbecue fired up. It's 6 degrees outside, but Mauricio's a man who can control time and space. But the thing is not heating up, you guys. Garcelle goes, you good? To Crystal. And Crystal goes, yeah, I just want to like help in a real way. Your husband needs tables. And Mauricio goes, I don't need anything. I need an area. I don't need anything. And Crystal goes, that's what I mean, a table. I ended up heating water for the corn. And Kathy goes, well, can't we grill the corn? It doesn't take long. And Mauricio goes, we got this. And Kathy goes, but can't we grill it? And Mauricio goes, we can. You can do whatever you want. If you want to grill the corn, you're going to have to eat it 20 minutes after you eat the rest of the food. And this is the first time, Mauricio, I've kind of seen him a little annoyed, a little thrown. And you can kind of see how Kathy, you can tell that they're really family and they're used to, you know what I'm saying? How family get with each other. And especially, we see the Kathy Kyle relationship has taken a lot of ups and downs. You could read a lot into that one line. So Kathy's like, do we have utensils to serve with? And Kathy's like, what steak do you think I should take, Kyle? And Kyle's like, do you think I give 2 fucks which steak you should take? And Kathy's like, where's the butter for the corn? And Mauricio's like, where's the fucking butter for the corn? And Kathy's like, where are the napkins? Kyle and I talking, and goes, oh, for fuck's sake. I mean, I would never put my sister in the category of being easy, but for all of us to be together, it says a lot. These are just basic questions that Kathy is asking. They edited it together to make it look like this. But yeah, she's Kathy Hilton. So Kyle goes, okay, so who's skiing tomorrow? Which is the non-skiing table? And Sutton, Cherie, Garcelle, and Kathy. And Kyle goes, Diana, are you skiing tomorrow? And Diana goes, yeah, I can do skiing, shopping, whatever. And Kyle goes, Diana's like, any excuse to buy a ski outfit. And Diana goes, ha. And Eric goes like, hey, buy me a ski outfit, Diana. That's a good old joke, huh? Kathy is clearing people's plates to the kitchen because she's a queen that helps clean. Erica's like,
Thank you very much, Kathy.
and she's like, here, let's do this. She's pouring tequila, and Son's like, I don't do no tequila. Mauricio to Storm the dog, who's sitting by the trash can, going, all the girls are helping, Storm. I thought I was going to have to do that too. Marina goes, look what I found in my room. And she literally holds out a Ouija board game because Lisa Rinna is a demon. Look what I found in my butthole, a Ouija board game. And I'm like, ooh. And Tree's like, I ain't doing no damn Ouija board. I'm telling you that right now. And Garcelle goes, okay. And Kathy goes, I've heard that's dark. That's dark. Garcelle goes, I don't want to open that can of worms. And Kyle goes, I played when I was a kid, but I'm not. And Garcelle's like, well, you guys play it. Don't let us stop you. And Kyle goes, no, because you guys are getting me all freaked out. I don't want to bring a spirit into my house. And I'm like, Kyle, you already brought Lisa Rinna here. It's too late. Garcelle in the talking head goes, with these ladies, we don't need a Ouija board. We do not need any more spirits. We've got enough. And Dinah goes, are you doing it? And Garcelle goes, are you leaving? And Dinah goes, I'll just watch. I'll just watch you play the fun game of Ouija. This is what the Ghostbusters. I sent Ghostbusters to make sure there was no Ouija board. What is going on? You hire experienced Ouija board. No. So Renee goes, ask you a question and we'll just figure it out. And Kyle goes, why don't we ask something about the group? And Erica goes,
This always leads to a disaster.
And Garcia goes, well, what are we going to do? And Kyle goes, are we going to be able to work out our issues in our group and have a good time on this trip? And Dory goes, oh, good Lord, beep, boop, bop, beep, boop, boop, boop. Rinna and Antagonist goes, oh, Kyle, she's such a shit stir. Rinna and Erica have their hands on either side of the Ouija indicator, and Rinna moves it to no. And I'm like, yeah, who's the real shit stirrer, Rinna? Because you know Ouija boards don't truly work. Light as a feather, stick up stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. That's what I thought it would be funny if it was like, okay, let's ask other questions. Did Erica Jane have any knowledge of anything times you already did with client funds? And, you know, Erica and Rinna are like, no. Erica goes, hee. And Kyle goes, okay, the next question is, and Tree goes, will Garcelle find a soulmate this year? And Kathy goes, will who? I thought you were Kyle. And Garcelle goes, what's it say? And Erica and Rinna push it. And Shree's like, it's heading towards yes. And Erica goes,
W.
And Garcelle goes, is there a W? And Kyle goes, put your fingers on the Ouija. And Rinna goes, we're ready. And Kyle goes, why did Garcelle unfollow Erica on Instagram? And Kyle laughs like, I'm a shit stirrer. And Drake goes, zoinks. And Erica shakes her head. Yes. Erica and Antagonist goes,
Really? Again, Kyle? Hello, I'm Erica Jane. Can we talk about anything other than who follows me and unfollows me on the old Instagram?
But by the way, Erica loves people talking about her. 6 hours earlier on the private jet, Kyle to Sutton, why did you follow and unfollow Erica on Instagram? And Sutton goes, because it was a joke. Is that important? I was just teasing. I mean, come on. It's not really that funny of a joke, Sutton. And I love you. Erica and Antagonist goes,
I'm 51. I'm not 14, 13, 12. Who gives a shit?
what are we? I'm not 14, 13, 12. I was like, we're going to keep going.
I'm not 11. I'm not 10. I'm not 9. I'm not 25. I'm not 26. Too old for Leo DiCaprio today.
So I'm not 14, 13, 12. I'm 51. Erica, you act like a child most of the time, though. So don't act like you're too above. I mean, listen, you're literally posting like butthole shots on Instagram half the time. Give me a break. We get a flashback to 2 weeks earlier. Kyle going, Garcelle starts sort of talking about you, alcohol, and drinking. And Erica's like,
you were repeating it. Yeah.
Garcelle goes, yeah, but I also repeated it to you.
When?
Garcelle goes, when we had drinks. Flashback to 3 weeks earlier. Dude, this is the space-time continuum. It's opening up. We're doing flashbacks on flashbacks on flashbacks. Flashbacks to 3 weeks earlier. Garcelle's like, the last couple of times I saw you, Erica, you were a little tipsy.
I wasn't tipsy. I was blacked out.
And why?
Medicine, I think.
This is when, you know, I like when Erica gets all, medicine, I think.
Medicine, I think. I'm thinking I could drink on it, just like this.
Like, matter of fact, it's not a big deal. Garcelle goes, in present day going, calling me a liar was a stretch. I was really hurt being called a liar. I was emotional about it and I did something about it. And that was to unfollow her. That's it. And Kathy goes, can I just say one thing? Look, to call somebody a liar, I hate that word. I hate three things. This reminded me of the Kyle in Summer House when he's like, I love family, sharks, and Frank. Because I hate three things: a liar, a thief, and a pedophile. And that's, I didn't, listen, I'm insane. And I didn't see pedophile coming a mile away. Like, I do not like a liar, a thief. I do not like to be called a liar, a thief, or a pedophile. So a few of the girls laughing girls are like, what? And Erica's like,
Well, I've been called 2 out of the 3.
and I'm like, no, we've called you all three. We've called you a liar as well, Erica. No, but the pedophile, I was like, Kathy, then and this is not a joke, but I was like, is she, because, you know, she was like very best friendly with Michael Jackson. And, you know, Miss Kathy, everybody's calling me mean things. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that why she said that? Like, because I was trying to think of where Kathy would have heard that. So Kathy goes, I mean, call me whatever. Those are just really three things that I don't like. So you guys, if you do happen to bump into Kathy ever, don't call her a pedophile. Crystal and Sheree and Kyle are dying laughing. Crystal on a talking head goes, like liar and thief, I totally get. Pedophile, I mean, it's pretty true. I don't like to be called a pedophile. I don't like anyone to be called a pedophile. You know, I'm with Crystal on this one. I don't know if you guys are, but I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I don't think I'd like to be called a pedophile either. Garcelle goes, Erica, we don't have to be friends. Fuck, I love Garcelle, dude. Like, just calls it out. No pussyfooting around. Like, you know me, I'd be like, oh, Garcelle goes, you know what, Erica? We don't need to be friends. I mean, not her BPM didn't even go over 58 beats per minute. Like, they fucking cool as a cucumber. It's like if OJ was lying on one of those lying machines, or you, Nicole, you know what I'm saying? Like, fucking, like, she did not give a Erica, we don't have to be friends. And Erica goes,
Oh, that's okay.
because Erica acts like she's cool. Erica dreams of being Garcelle. And that's why I think she doesn't like Garcelle, because Garcelle's the real version of Erica. Also, the version of Erica that actually pays her own bills, that gets her own way through life and really never depended on a man the way that Erica Jane did. I just impressed myself, you guys. That's exactly what it is. Garcelle is everything Erica wants to be and nothing that she presently is.
Okay, well,
And Garcelle goes, great.
that's fine.
Great.
Yeah, we don't have to be friends.
Great.
Yeah, it's not all kumbaya.
No, I'm good with that.
Good, me too. I'm good. I'm good first. I said it first. I'm good.
And Kyle's like, last year, remember when you made a point to unfollow Rinna and me and you knew? And Garcelle goes, because I was hurt after the reunion. And Kyle goes, you had your reason. I get that. Okay. And Sutton goes, well, I had no idea mine would. And Kyle goes, but when Sutton, my dog just started, but when Sutton said that was a joke, and Sutton goes, well, that was a joke. And Kyle goes, but with who? And Garcelle goes, between us. And Doree goes, them, they laughed at Erica. Oh, this is what the description means. Okay. They laughed at Erica. Come on, that is it. Then now it is a funny joke. So Kyle goes, so you guys sat together saying, ha ha, I think that's funny. I'm going to unfollow Erica. That's just, I don't get that. Okay. So, and Doreen and I talking, and I goes, I don't really understand what's going on with Kyle right now. We all have frivolous fights, but I do think there's a little bit of stirring going on right now. Beep, boop, bop, beep, boop, boop, boop. And she motions her arms. And Kathy goes, by the way, guys, guess what? Nobody cares. God, come on, man. How could you not love Kathy? I'm going to be so bummed when she says something so horrible that I can't like her anymore in a couple weeks. By the way, guys, guess what? Nobody cares. Pull my finger, toot. Garcelle goes, no, apparently they do. And Kathy goes, don't take yourself to be so important. And Kyle goes, no, but the point is, there's a reason you do it, Kathy. Kyle's getting like all fucking like hyped up. And Sutton's like, nobody's that important. Who cares? And Kyle screams, it's not that it's important. It's the intent behind it. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry to raise my voice, but I get it now that she says she was upset. You called her a liar and she doesn't want to look at your posts. I get that for the week. She explained it and I'm done. And I'm sorry. I just didn't get you saying it was funny. It was a joke. And Sutton goes, well, she called me a see you next Tuesday. And you guys, see you next Tuesday. Fun fact, I put it together. C-U-N-T. C-U-N-T. Very dirty word. See you next Tuesday. I'm sitting here going, see you next Tuesday. Like, I will see you actually, like S-E-E. C is in the letter C, like cookie. See you next, S-C-U-N-T. 4 months earlier at the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion, Sutton's like, well, I have my opinion. And Aaron's like, and I have mine. And Sutton's like, but you're not going to do this. And Sutton's like, well, you can talk about it to me like an adult. I am an adult. I'm not 14. I'm not 13. I'm not. And Sutton goes, well, you know what? It didn't seem like that at the table. And Eric is like, and it felt like you were being a bitchy fucking cunt. Kyle screaming at Sutton in this scene in Aspen, then say it because of that. Say it because of that. Don't say it's a joke. That's my point. That's my fucking point. Do you not get what I'm saying? Kyle, calm down. Hey, you're in your own Aspen house. Maybe Diana, why did we not gift her some energy healers for this out? I mean, Kyle seems like, what is going on here? Did the Adderall kick in? What is going on? Sutton's like, well, no one even cared about that. No, you all cared about that. And Kyle's like, no, we're playing the victim right now. Kyle really can be gross sometimes. And it sucks because she sometimes is the not moral center, but the center of this. She's been on since season 1. She's better than bullshit like this. And Sutton's like, well, I'm not playing the victim. And Kyle's like, I'm just talking about being honest in the group, okay? And Sutton's like, well, I'm not playing the victim. And Kyle's like, that's when I start to lose respect. I'm just saying I start to lose respect because there's a line. It's bullshit. And then I'm out. And then you lose me. And then I'm out. And then I'm bored and I can't. And then I go to watch TV and then I can't do it because I'm bored. And then I go to read a book. No, like Kyle, what are you doing? Then I'm out. And also, Kyle, stop tooting your own horn. You're like pretty much an asshole to Sutton 24/7. So it's not like you're there and you're out and you're there and you're usually pretty much just out. And Sutton's like, well, to be honest, Kyle does not let Sutton speak. That's the other thing, for somebody that's like, well, Sutton never makes sense. Nobody ever lets Sutton talk. Garcelle goes, what are you leaving for? And Renee goes, you guys just talk to each other. And Kathy goes, Kyle, then I agree. Kyle, I agree with you. And Kyle goes, be honest. I'm not going to fucking deal with any lies and bullshit. And Garcelle goes, no, everybody's being honest. Let's be. And Sutton's like, we're talking about Instagram right now. I'll say. And Sutton, I'm talking about Instagram right now too. Please follow me on Instagram, Sutton. Why do we? I mean, I know, you know what it is. Yeah, you know what it is. And I was like this with Leah McSweeney too, because I had a crush on her the first season, not the second season. I feel like it makes me feel like the back in like junior high and elementary school where I was like the kid with cooties. You know what I'm saying? Like I was the kid that no girls liked. And like, and if a girl found out I liked them, they were like, I don't like you as a friend, maybe. And I'm telling you, like the Sutton and Leah thing, Leah follows me, but like them not even coming on the podcast, it makes me feel like the kid with cooties still. Like I'm not good looking enough. I'm not fun, like I creep them out, which there's good reason to actually be creeped. I feel like the kid with cooties. So Sutton, I am talking about Instagram. Anyway, Sutton in the time goes, Erica called me a terrible name. And now one of those girls said anything I'll say. And now I'll unfollow her from Instagram and they have a problem with that. Fuck, man. Thank God you guys aren't on Be Real or Snapchat. Everybody's head would explode. When he goes, it's not about fucking Instagram. It's what's underneath it. And Sutton's like, I haven't heard y'all say one thing to her about calling me a cunt. And Renee goes, why do we need you? And Diana goes, because you are one. Excuse me, Bosnian? Excuse me? Erica, who has not said one word, goes, She gets up. You can tell she's like farting. It's like,
Yay! Funniest fucking thing I ever. Oh, can I have a loan? Oh.
and Garcelle goes, what did she say? That we're what? Erica's still and Diana's like, hee hee hee. You got to see it. Diana like is licking her lips and like a Humpty Dumpty egg, like like I took a picture of my Instagram. It's like the weirdest look. Like, and Diana goes, I said she is one. And Erica's like, but you are one. And Garcelle goes, did you just say that? She did. And Garcelle goes, sorry, Diana, that's not okay. This is another one. Like Diana tries to like put up that Instagram post last week of like, I am about peace and love. That I am not behind bot attacks. You know that whole thing about Garcelle's son? You're about peace and love, but you're like, you are a see you next Tuesday. Do you see where, like Diana, like, do you see where people would? Do you see the confusion? That's what I'm like. I'm just trying to make. Do you see? I'm going crazy. Do you see the confusion? You don't call somebody to see you next Tuesday and laugh, and it's not like Def Comedy Jam or Erica's like, oh my God, Dave Chappelle, you're killing right now. It's like you said she was a CUNT. Garcelle in the talking head goes, I hate that word. I hate that word. I hate that word. I don't think there's ever a reason to use that word, especially coming from another woman. I think it's horrible. And Sutton goes, I'm having a very difficult time because, and Garcelle goes, because nobody's standing up for you. And Sutton's like, no. And you guys at this whole time, like Sutton's just really like, not broken, but she's like just very small, if that makes sense. She's seated in a chair and she's not making any movement really. And she's kind of looking down. It really, you know, like all joking aside, all this, like it did actually kind of make me feel really bad for her. Like it truly felt like a group of people laughing at somebody directly to their face. And Diana goes, not everybody can be best friends. And Garcelle goes, no, that's exactly right. It wasn't civilized. I'm sorry. But at the same time, although Diana, like all these energy healers, how are these energy healers doing anything when you're the bad energy? Are they like, we hate to break this to you, boss. We're getting a bad reading all up and down this area. You mean me? What? Are you talking about my clothes? Should I put them on backwards? You know, you're possibly the bad energy. And Erica's like, what are you talking about? And Diana goes, I can't stand her. So I always tried to keep the physical space. Erica goes, yeah. Like Erica's such a girl boner. She's like, oh my God. Ugh. Diana goes, but how actually do you, like, let's say there's a bunch of women in the group or even you who you know I like very much, but your best friend I dislike, to Garcelle. And Garcelle goes, why? And Diana goes, it's just, I watch these things, I observe these things, and just the way she does things, I'm like, very slithery. How can Diana, who's an amazing lady who I did not want to ever sue me, say very slithery when she sticks out her tongue 60 miles an hour and licks the whole air? I mean, just even on its face, if I couldn't hear but just see, I'd be like, her looking at her is very snake-like behavior. And you're saying Sutton slithery? Look at Sutton in this scene. She's like so small, not moving, not slithering at all. But Diana's like, and it just so pisses me off because it shows this flunky four, stupid fucking five. None of them, except for Garcelle, comes to her defense, no matter what. You know, Kyle does after the fact. They don't agree. You know, it's like, are you kidding me? You let it get to this point? Like, it's unbelievable. I mean, I feel like even Storm the dog was like, are you guys fucking, do I have to jump in? I'm a dog. It's just so mean. Not one of these ladies could withstand this treatment if it were them. We've seen Erica bitch and moan when she even gets asked the simplest question. Rinna literally screams like a banshee if anything is ever said. They can pile on Sutton over and over again, like she has zero feelings whatsoever. And what's most disgusting is there's nothing Sutton has done to deserve this kind of ostracizing. Dorit even confessed to Kyle that Sutton is taking too much on the chin in the beginning of this episode, but they don't stop. And Dorit says nothing out loud. This could have been this could have been Dorit's moment. Not all these little small Dorit moments that we make fun of, like homeless, not homeless and toothless or whatever. This could have been like, ladies, we have gone too far. We are ladies, beep boop, bobby boop. We stand up for each other, women supporting women, and I will not have this. Do not make me call PK to get a private jet from London to get, you know what I'm saying? This could have been a moment. My dog is fully snoring. It's so cute. Also, Juliana was she's very livid as well. Kyle says, well, let's talk like she's in the room, because she is. Thanks, Kyle. Well, you let it go on for a long time. And then you're like, oh, she's right here. And Garcia goes, yeah, this is hard. Nobody wants to hear that. And Diana goes, huh? Like, Diana's like, and that's what I'm like, that's what I don't get. You don't even come off like somebody who understands feelings anymore. Garcelle goes, nobody wants to hear it. Diana goes, babe, what do you want me to do? You want me to go behind her back and talk behind her back? And Garcelle goes, I'm saying it's hard. She's a human being. She's got feelings. I get you have your feelings. And Diana goes, that is the thing. Does she have feeling? Does she? Does she? When she says it, I thought she was saying dashi, like the dashi, like it comes with like a side of dashi, like dashi, dashi. She's screaming, dashi. She came after me when I was fucking bleeding. After the whole experience, she came after me when I was on the fucking floor. You don't do that. She came after people like when they are at their weakest. And that's not the way to do it. Why does she do that? And I know she's talking about Punta Mitza, right? And I think she's also talking about Garcelle's birthday. The bleeding thing, totally. But also, if you are at your weakest and you're fucking bleeding, do not show up to Garcelle's birthday. Do you understand? Like, don't. Like, I mean, like it. I don't know. Anyways, Kyle's like, well, I don't. And she kneels down and touches Sutton's knee. And Kyle's like, you can speak up and defend yourself, by the way, and we can all just jump in. And Sutton just shakes her head. And Diana yells, there's no defending. That is like, listen, there's no defending. I can go now. No, it's unforgivable. And Kyle's like, you guys don't have to like each other. And Diana's like, I got out the fucking deathbed to come to Garcelle's, and she shamed me. It's unforgivable, especially. And Garcelle to Sutton goes, were you shaming her? And Diana goes, especially that she had 2 miscarriages that she hid from everybody. And I'm the first one to hear it. So if it's such a hard thing to talk about, why didn't you understand? It's a fucking hard thing to talk about, so I'm sorry, but she knew what she was doing. This is so gross, you guys. This is so gross. Diana, was there supposed to be a Wikipedia page that Sutton, like, and early life, 2 miscarriages? What are you talking about? She knew what she was doing. Like, first off, you're on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. You have to ask about certain things. You have to. This is too far. It's too gross. It's too gross. This is gross, you guys. That's gross. I don't even care if you don't like Sutton. That's gross. Crystal in a talking head goes, I think Sutton is going to apologize 1,000,000 times and it won't really matter. I mean, it's asinine to go in circles like this. But once again, Crystal doesn't say anything in the group. Like, they're all scared of these fucking women. Diana comes off like a bully. Eric comes like a bully, and Renna comes off like a demon. I don't know. 5 weeks earlier, Sutton's like, we've had a rough and rocky start, and I'm to blame for. I'm going to say 95% of it. And Diana goes, thank you. And Sutton's like, well, and I'm here, and I'm happy to talk about it with you privately, whatever. Thank you. Okay. Like, we saw that scene. Sutton has tried. Crystal on a talking head goes, there's a point where you can only defend yourself so much. And Diana goes, okay, I'm going to go leave. And Sutton's like, go back to your hotel. And Diana's like, that's why I'm out of here. Let's get out of this house. I'm done. And Kathy goes, Diana, don't leave, honey. And Diana goes, gotta go, babe. I want to ski tomorrow. And Eric's like, go, it's fine. Can I get a little money? And she's wrapping Diana in her coat, because remember, Diana cannot physically dress herself at all. And Diana goes, can I have my bag? And Eric is like, yeah, where is it? Oh, how to get in my room? Huh? Well,
Oh, interesting. How did I walk in here?
Garcelle to Sutton goes, that was not okay. Just let her go. That was not okay. Garcelle in a talking head goes, Diana left my house. I'm thinking, okay, she's going to give Sutton a shot. This is the next chance. But I mean, I think with Diana, words and actions are completely different. She leaves, Sutton bursts into tears and is completely sobbing. Real tears. This is actually what real tears look like. Lisa, pay attention to just when you're trying to look what human emotions look like to see if you can imitate them. This is one of them. Kyle goes, okay, stop. And she mumbles something. And now Kyle's like, oh, go stop. And Sutton's like, I'm not being dramatic. I've just had enough. I've had enough. And Garcelle's like, that was a lot. Kyle in a talking head goes, sometimes it's hard to speak your mind in this group. People are upset. They're emotional. But Diana, she's saying and thinks what she feels. Some people can say she's being mean, but I can respect her being honest. You guys, Kyle, you might maybe getting a little too comfy with money or something. I mean, like it's like to wake up. Like, does Kyle watch the episodes back and go, holy shit, it did not play like that in the room. This looks horrible. And Diana, as she's leaving, going, you and your crocodile tears. Fuck you. I'm saying that to Diana's driver, not Diana. Garcelle goes, I don't care who you are. Nobody wants to hear that. Next time on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Oh my God, you guys thought that was bad? The ladies are on the ski lift heading up the mountain. Woohoo, let's go out. We see Dorit wipe out and she goes, I'm done. I'm already over it. Garcelle goes, Diana's going to be at dinner. What are you going to do? And Sutton's like, well, I'd rather sit next to Erica. And Erica's right next to her. And Sutton's like, I really like you. And Erica laughs, goes,
I like you too. When is he into working out?
Oh, Erica, probably on her Xanax being nice again. And Garcelle goes, the whole earring thing, like it's everywhere. And Krista goes, the thing that you're wearing, things you own is all ill-gotten gain in regards to the Girardi. We see a scene, Krista goes, I would give the earrings up. Yeah. And Erica goes,
why? Because you could look good?
And Krista goes, I'm not talking about proper.
Yeah, you are. I don't give a fuck about anybody else but me.
There we have it, folks. Thesis statement. Erica J. Kyle goes, don't say that, Erica. Don't say that because you're my friend and I can't defend that. And Erica's like,
I'm not fucking caving because people think I should feel some sort of way.
And we're going to go, Erica, no more. Erica, we're supposed to hide our devil ears. And Erica goes,
forget about the people. What about the facts?
Come on, Erica.
You dumb fuck.
Gross. It's me, Diana Jenkins. I just pulled a picture of her licking her lips. I'm by the fireplace, licking my lips. Okay, you guys, we did it. Holy shit. This was my longest one yet, and we didn't even do any news. This was all Beverly Hills. Holy balls, you guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. You know what? I hope this was great for some of you. I don't want to think negatively about it. I just put 3 hours of my life in it, and I've been worrying about this all day. I did want to leave you with something that I thought was beautiful that I read. It has nothing to do with Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but since I'm not going to talk to you this weekend, unless you're on the Patreon, I wanted to leave you with this because it made me feel good inside, and maybe it can make you feel good inside too, because we need that sometimes, right? Is Kurt Vonnegut, a group of students wrote Kurt Vonnegut, the author, amazing author, Kurt Vonnegut. He says, I thank you for your friendly letters. You sure know how to cheer up a really old geezer. I'm 84 in my sunset years. I don't make public appearances anymore because I now resemble nothing so much as an iguana. What I had to say to you, moreover, would not take long. To wit, practice any art, music, singing, dancing, acting, drawing, painting, sculpting, poetry, fiction, essays, reportage, no matter how well or badly. Not to get money and fame, but to experience becoming, to find out what's inside you, to make your soul grow. Seriously, I mean, starting right now, do art and do it for the rest of your lives. Draw a funny or nice picture of your teacher, Miss Lockwood, and give it to her. Dance home after school and sing in the shower and on and on. Make a face in your mashed potatoes. Pretend you're Count Dracula. Here's an assignment for tonight, and I hope Miss Lockwood will flunk you if you don't do it. Write a 6-line poem about anything. but rhymed. No fair tennis without a net. Make it as good as you possibly can, but don't tell anybody what you're doing. Don't show it or recite it to anybody, not even your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your parents or whatever, or Miss Lockwood, okay? Tear it up into teeny weeny pieces and discard them into wildly separated trash receptacles. You will find that you have already been gloriously rewarded for your poem. You have experienced becoming. You learned a lot more about what's inside of you, and you have made your soul grow. God bless you all, Kurt Vonnegut. And I know this is a sappy way to end, but you have all made my soul grow. And you guys are kind of my 6-line poem that's end of a 3-hour podcast. And I tear this up into 3 little bits. I get so much out of it. And I hope you get so much out of this weekend. And just remember to do all of those silly, stupid things that can make your soul grow. And don't let all the negativity of the week or these shows or whatever get you down, because life is really tough. We have deaths, we have people that are sick, we have so many bad things, but try to combat that with all of the good things and the laughter and all of this stuff. So that might have been a little bit of a U-turn after I'm yelling about all of these ladies for 3 hours. But I wanted to share that with you because I read it today and it really moved me. So for the 10 people that have stayed for the 3 hours of this thing, hopefully that makes sense to you. And I will talk to you guys bright and early. Well, will I talk to you? It's Labor Day. God, we're already at Labor Day. I think I'll talk to you on Monday, but if not, I'll let you guys know. And yeah, bye guys.